As famed dungeon master Mike Skinner once said during an epic final battle, I'm not trying to kill you, even though I would like to. I think you have really you've crit, but my gosh, don't you know it? Hey, welcome to Homebrew, the show where we avoid the crushing dullness of everyday life using our two favorite forms of escapism. And hopefully I said that fast enough for anyone listening at triple speed on the podcast to be like, whoa, maybe I should listen at regular speed. You can listen at 1.52 from here on out. Maybe. I don't know. Irish shows are harder to listen to at full speed, I think. Anyway, we are a drinking Dungeons & Dragons show set in a homebrewed world of our creation, set in a world that's sort of inspired by Irish mythology, the folklore for where we're from, which is Ireland, and the brews we drink at the table while we're playing. Speaking of, let's find out what we are drinking this week. I'll kick us off. I am drinking, to start the game, a McArdle's, just a traditional ale. Classical McArdle's, good go-to beer. And then I ordered a heap of Yellow Belly, 24 of these babies, 20, not for tonight, just in general, but 24 of the Citra Pale Ales from Yellow Belly, and a couple of their barrel-aged, this is a barrel-aged Brett Ale. Brett Ale seems like a nice name. I'm Brett Ale.
Is Brett a type of ale? Is it different?
Yeah, Brett with a double T. I'm Brett with a double T. Brett Ale. It's called Mashtun Millionaires. Maybe you'll come across loads of money. I mean, you are in a dwarven city filled with gems, so it does make sense. But that's sort of that's around my dice tonight. Moving swiftly on, going in order of how the layout is. Lucy, what are you sipping on?
I am drinking. I was given a gift of these in exchange for something work related, which was like, if only I can always be given, payment in beers. Great. I'm drinking these from Lidl, like the red ales that you get in there, which I was wondering if there's the brewery ones.
Yeah, brew's lovely.
But I know I love a red ale, so yeah, it's great. And I have one other one here, which it was the most threatening sounding beer I could find in the spar. So in case I need to cast something, defensively, and I forget all of my actual spells, but who knows?
So we don't know the name, but we might find it out later in the show. That's a reason to stick around. That's some good streaming. Nice. All right. Keelan, what are you drinking?
I am currently drinking a Bandit, which is appropriate because there is currently a character called Bandit in the session.
Yeah, that's what I was drinking last episode. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's lovely. And, gluten-free. Not that I need that, but, helps. It probably helps, I also have some Kinsale Wild Red Mead, which is
nice.
Which is delicious, but it's also like old, this particular Kinsale. And also I kind of left it where I left a lot of booze, which isn't far enough away from a radiator as you probably want it to be.
There is a minimum distance that alcohol is recommended to be positioned next to a radiator.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've drank some of it. It's lovely. But then there's every once in a while I'm like, feels like I'm barreling towards a bad time. So we'll see. We'll see if after the Bandit I want to dip into the Wild Red Mead. But
I mean, it's warmed up by the radiator in direct sunlight. I'm sure there's plenty of things that are nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's no best before, and it's alcohol, right? So it can't go off. That's the rule. That's the Irish rule of thumb.
Yeah,
unless it's Bailey's, because it's got cream in it. And even then,
if it's not already patented, we should definitely try and steal barreling towards a bad time for future merchandise, because that's just great.
It's not the best pull quote you want for your show. If everyone's like, "Oh, what show is that?" I mean, barreling for a bad time. So I'd love to.
Yeah.
I think there's a chapter in The Hobbit called that when they're escaping the Elven city.
Yeah.
But
I think that's just
Wes, what are you?
Barrels.
Yes, they're the Bad Time Barrel Boys.
Well, that's good. I like that. This week I am drinking Anchor Steam beer, which is anyone familiar? I don't know.
Yeah. It's San Francisco. I can see it on the
yes.
San Francisco.
I liked the label, and I thought maybe an anchor would be useful in the middle of the game at some point. I don't know. And then I discovered that Sierra Nevada have like Torpedo IPA, which makes me think of remember those Turbo Outrun games on the Mega Drive? That's purely why I bought it. And then I have my old classic staple making a return of Smithwick's Blonde Ale, which is just it's so smooth, so light, so tasty.
I mean, if we can find a way of using torpedo in the session.
Exactly
It
my
can only
initial
go well.
reason. Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, well, I feel like I'm always thinking of like ways to use beers in combat, and we so rarely get into fights. So I'm like, okay, no, maybe I can like torpedo a social situation, like just scupper it.
You could do me a favor and torpedo the plot along if you really wanted to.
I mean, if you want me to torpedo the plot, that's not going to go the way you want it. It's going to sink this ship. It's already in troubling waters.
Actually, yeah, on the using beer things, the bandit says brewing a better life. And I was thinking to myself, is there a spell called life? And can I just cast better life?
Ooh.
Somehow better than whatever the spell life does.
I think that's an instant level up. Like,
I don't know what life is,
towards level 10. We have a couple of announcements before we dive into the adventure. If you've watched along before, you know these are coming. Wes, why don't you tell the fine viewers about what we do outside of the stream, where they can find us, how they can get involved,
the services we can offer. Yeah, we've got several services we can offer. They're all in the same vein as what you see here. If you want more of us, you can find us on all the social networks. Most of them. We're not TikToking just yet because I'm not dead yet. We are on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, all under Homebrew Quest. If you go to our Twitter specifically, we've got a pinned tweet which has a link to our Discord server. We've got some fun chats going on there, different channels, talking about DM stuff, game stuff, and beer stuff. And people just kind of plug in their own D&D stuff, which is really cool to see. We saw a couple of people posting when they're going live and talking about their adventures, which, I mean, we eat that shit up. If you want to see more of us, you can find us here on YouTube. The videos go live every second Tuesday, but we have all the episodes back catalog. You can go through and watch them all a million times and recommend to your friends and have a great time. Subscribing and liking, disliking, whatever, interacting with the video really helps us out a lot. We don't put any ads spend behind the YouTube videos, so sharing them out helps hugely. Tell a friend. Two more bits. A regular shout out to our friends Dakota Irish, who make bespoke artesian dice trays and accoutrement dice towers. And Lucy, I believe, bought a very, very pretty set of dice. Do you have them there, Lucy?
Yeah, they're filled with tiny gold cogs. They're beautiful.
They're so pretty, so shiny. Yeah. I think, yeah, they have like metal dice as well and like wooden dice, which are super classy, but I do not trust myself with.
These are like gateway dice, like
gateway dice, yeah.
And now I'm like, more.
They're also getting into plushies. Like, check out DakotaIrish.com. Loads of cool stuff in there. And Luke, who runs the place, is just a real swell guy.
But Wes, I don't want to pay 100% for what I'm buying. How could I pay 90%?
Well, hey, you just side of the screen where I am. You look like a discount code. Stop complaining.
I hate 100% for stuff. How do I pay 90%? What's this new character? Like,
you make a very persuasive point. If you do enter Homebrew 10 during checkout, you get a little discount, 10% discount on us. Because it makes sense. If you watch this, you probably like that stuff. So tell them Homebrew sent you. And lastly, did I say lastly before? I did. I didn't mean to say lastly. Announcement for our next episode, which will be 2 weeks from now. We will be doing a Paddy's Day special with Ben as a player. Hooray! And I'll be back in the DM seat, which we haven't done for a whole year. It's going to be a pre-recorded episode, so we won't be doing it, like it'll be going out at the same time, but it means that we'll actually be in the chat, having drinks and actually chatting a bit more.
We'll finally be able to drink.
I know. We can normally we'll drink socially because it's middle of the week or whatever. It's nice to have a few beers. For the Paddy's Day one, we usually get pretty wankered, and we incorporate drinking rules into it. This kind of, you can check out our old Paddy's Day episode. We'll link it on social leading up to it. But you can help yourself or screw other people by drinking more. So we were all pretty wankered by the end of the last one. It's good crack. So yeah, that'll be 2 weeks from now, 8 p.m. here.
Nice. Thank you very much, Wes. And while I'm on the thank you, this doesn't bode well for a show where I speak a lot. While I'm on the thank you train, I want to say huge thanks to our tech team. Thank you, Paul. Thank you to our technomonsters, the people behind the ones and zeros who keep us live on the internet. You might think, why do they keep us live on the internet? Sometimes we do, but we really appreciate it. If not for Paul and not for our tech team, we would not be here, and you would not be enjoying this sweet, drunken, tipsy content. Sometimes Ben has a little drink before the show. Sometimes it's more obvious than others, and sometimes is now. So thanks, Paul. Thank you for keeping us up and running. There is, I won't spoil the surprise, but you might be seeing a little bit more Paul come Paddy's Day. So let's tune in for that, the one shot that Wes was talking about. Right. I think that's everything. Welcome back to people who skipped through the opening announcements. You can start here, I suppose. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, pull up a chair as we dive into a world where anything is possible, but not always probable. Welcome back to the realm of Hibernia. And Huck, if you wouldn't mind catching us up on what's been happening recently and scale.
Well, it was a weird one. We had some guards heading towards us. We were outside planning our heist on Twisted Nuts' gaff, and some guards were like, "Hey, what's going on?" And Arlington decided to shove me inside his trench coat. And I don't know, I didn't know if you've ever been inside a bugbear in a trench coat, but it's very warm and surprisingly soft. So I fell asleep, and that's the backup. No, that's all that happened. No, but I did fall asleep for a bit, and then when I woke up, I was floating in the middle of the air, and I couldn't see my hands, and we were near a bush. It was odd. Not sure if it wasn't dreaming or not, but I gather from the conversations that were happening, no one seemed to need any input from me. That we had gotten away from some of the guards. There was a kerfuffle with some mail. And Twisted Nuts had recognized Iggy as Rua and had let us all in, even though we were all invisible. Let's see. Then Ted, who shall be the artist previously known as Ted in about 2 seconds, cast Forgetfulness, I think. Funny thing to not remember. On Twisted Nuts. And, right when we were about to interrogate him about all sorts of important stuff, and he forgot everything he knew, and she stole his name. So now she's T-Knuts, and he is ham-fistedly just following along with Iggy. While that was happening, and there was a bit of a fight between Iggy and Ted, or T-Knuts, about what she should be doing, and her deal with the Fae, and her deal with Rua, and how involved she is with just maps. It was quite intricate. I mean, if only anyone had ever warned her about deals with the Fae, but oh well. And then while that was happening, Arlington was going and searching for things, and he picked up a wee gelatinous cube. I'm still in his trench coat, so I didn't hear all of the argument with Iggy. And he's called the wee little cube bandit. He was talking to it and asking it loads of questions as if he'd completely forgotten that I was there. And he never talks to me like that, so Huck's a little hurt. That's where we left off. Oh, that's basically it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You'd made your way into the formerly known Twisted Nuts' private study, of which you'd kind of uncovered a secret passageway behind the fireplace. And I think that's where we're going to pick up. Anyone who recognized the little tidbits from Huck's recap there and had seen the episode, that episode was riddled with Geigies. If you want a Don't Be That Gygax award, go watch that episode. There are Geigies left, right, and center. And to claim that Geigie, come join us in the Discord channel. We have a channel called Don't Be That Gygax, and you get to tell us all the things we did wrong in a game of D&D, because that's what we want. That's genuinely it is.
More importantly, it's what they want.
It's with the best intentions and open love that we accept that kind of criticism. We are homebrew, so there are a lot of things that we will homebrew, non-surprisingly. That episode being one of them, and I believe the spell Forget actually being one of them as well. That's not an official D&D spell, but I like to yes and a lot of things on the show. So, hey. And it's gotten us into a great situation. The fireplace lifts up and you hear stone grinding against stone. And as said before, you see before you a dwarven-sized tunnel descending below. There are these thin, narrow steps. It's a bit of a steep decline that twists and spirals around a bend. But from behind you, you hear a...
We turn around.
I don't want to railroad you guys. I'm standing in front of you.
It would be so weirdly tense to have someone clearing your throat and everyone freezes and just doesn't turn around and then they don't say anything.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Maybe
Just keep going.
Never mind.
It's around this time that your invisibility drops and that the seeming spell from earlier has since also disappeared. So you're back as yourselves.
I forgot that once T-Knuts was gone, we were visible again.
I'm now unable to see again because I'm inside his trench coat.
Yeah,
so I'm going to crawl out the front of the trench coat because it's warm. It's probably got like a couple of buttons, so it'll be part.
Yeah, they're lopsided as well. They're definitely in the wrong.
Yeah. That'll make it. So I got my arm caught on a different hole on the other side of a button, and then have to move it around. But I'll basically be bursting forth from Arlington's belly.
Just a bit.
And I can't remember. I think everyone was made to look like dwarves. If that hasn't cancelled, then
that's gone back as well. It was dwarves first, and then invisibility. So you're now back to yourselves.
Has the forget spell stopped working?
Not yet. You still see the unnamed dwarf kind of. He no longer has his hand in his mouth. Now he's just picking up other things and tasting them. I figure, the way, if you've forgotten everything and need to relearn things, you're probably like a baby. And babies put things in their mouths to identify them. So that's why.
They don't have to be afraid of it.
Exactly.
So he's not who coughed?
No, he's not who coughed. You all turn around and you see a sort of tall, glorious-looking, upwards of 6 foot, like, almost a mirror image, but like majestic and graceful and beautiful version of Iggy. They seem a little bit absent-minded and distracted, and you can hear them kind of speaking to someone that you can't see. It looks like it's raining on them. There's like a shimmer of evening glow, and they just go, excuse me, little one, I know it's a little sooner than expected, but I need your help. Well, you're no longer... Do you go by T-Knuts now? I promise, and you see this person is talking directly to T-Knuts and goes, you can return to playing with your friends as soon as possible. I promise. She opens up out her cloak, creating an archway from her shoulder to an outstretched hand. And within this draped down cloak, it's like a doorway into another slice of reality. You see a portal to where this person maybe really is. You don't see much. You see a sort of sandy beach, some blue seas, and sort of a ship off the shore. Arlington, your lair skull axe is like buzzing wildly at the idea that there might be two places at once in existence beside it. Excitedly, maybe.
Like gripping it with both hands, like, easy boy, calm down. I've forgotten my character voice for a second. That's how psyched I was.
Have to add some kind of like asterisk or an extra thing in the key on it.
Yeah. But boom. Ted turns to you and goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I actually better go. And flies through this portal. And this creature turns around to you and looks at you all sort of absent-mindedly. Sorry to intrude.
That's quite all right. Could you give us a name just in case we need to contact our friend? Do you have a name?
Oh, yes. My pleasure. Glad to meet you. My name is Rua. Do I know you?
No.
She seemed to recognize me at all.
She looks at you a little bit and goes, oh, Iggy, I thought you were dead. Oh, that was a waste of a wake.
You didn't recognize me. Oh, that was hard. It's so difficult with you, Mother.
This is awkward. I actually have things to do.
Me too. I have friends. Look there. Yeah, I'm busy. I'm so busy right now.
Oh, we're not busy. You could go.
No, I could have sworn all of you would have died by now. That's amazing. You're still alive, so well.
It'll be a little bit more difficult to take us out, I'm afraid.
You see her turn.
Anecdotally, of course.
You don't need to be afraid, Arlington. She's not doing anything.
I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I'm not shaking. It's the axe. The axe is quivering with excitement.
Oh, of course, yes. The axe is shaking in its boots.
You, as you're having this conversation, you can see that she keeps getting distracted by someone clearly where she is. And go, Mr. Trolltunga, if you would stop interrupting. Yes, I know we've almost found it. Okay.
I'm so sorry. Did you say Trolltunga?
Oh, you know him. Yes. Yes. He's helping me find a cauldron, if you'd believe.
Yes. Well, I'm not
Say
really
hi.
sure. You're looking for a cauldron.
Yes. Well, not just any cauldron. It's a pretty special one. Speaking of, I really should get back to it. So, always great to see you, my dearest Iggy. Oh,
I'm gonna try and can I try and give her a picture like some of my art that I can grab like quickly, like nothing special, but just something that I think she might want to put on a proverbial fridge, perhaps, you know.
yeah, absolutely. I see
What
Russell in
proverb is that based on?
Oh yeah,
the
fridge.
proverbial fridge.
Yeah.
A fridge in time is better than 9.
Okay, no, I remember now.
What's the
Yeah.
phrase? Proverbial.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no fridge like your own fridge.
Yeah, the cold rocks that she uses to store the food that she probably doesn't need to eat. That's where I hope she's going to put this.
It's a display shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost
Speaking
imagining
of cold,
they just fall through the air as she passes. You know.
that's exactly what happens. She kind of turns around and you get nothing but a cold shoulder as her cloak just sort of dissipates and your sheets just sort of. Actually, a little of them kind of catch and they almost like look like flying birds. There's a little bit of grace and wonder to it. Just something that's a little bit spectacular as they slowly float down.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to file away that memory. And okay.
I'm not as familiar with civilized culture as I sometimes profess to be. Is psychiatry a thing in your society? Because I feel once we get back to a town or something, it might be worth a visit. They're very helpful.
No, psychiatry is definitely not a thing. Must be
it's
a
still a
bugbear
budget.
word.
Must be just a bugbear thing.
Must be
Yes.
bugbears. One of them crazy bugbear hedge sciences.
Cognitive bugbear therapy, I think. CBT. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
CBT. Yeah.
If you're suggesting how I possibly need to talk through some of these emotions, I would say yes. God, every time I see her, it really is quite crushing and terrifying, and there's the love. It's very confusing. But did she say it sounds like she's maybe finding that cauldron? Were we supposed to be finding that?
I mean,
definitely
eventually,
one of them.
yes, it's on the list.
And we know Trolltunga, don't we?
That's Rian's good friend. Oh no! Oh, enemy. Worst enemy.
Yeah. Ex boss. I think it was Rian's ex boss that he didn't get on with when he was interning.
Horrific tortures captor. Yes, I think so.
Slaver, I
or
think was the
boss.
word. Yes. Yes. Not friend. It sounds like a real piece of work. Not great that they're hanging out and looking for the extremely powerful magical things that we're also looking for.
Do you reckon?
Bother.
But I'm sure this map that we're looking for is really good.
The
be
map
a
will
game
cinch
changer.
it. They won't know which way is up once we have the map.
And perhaps she's cooking a stew. Maybe that's all she has planned for the cauldron.
Perhaps.
Maybe she wants to feed me. Sustenance, yes.
Aye,
she
and
does
food
anyway.
from the Fae is never a tricky proposition.
I don't mean. I really don't mean to be rude. This is quite a tender moment, and Huck, it's good to talk to you again. You've been very quiet ever since you were invisible.
I had a nap.
I'm getting an enormously powerful headache, so I think my angrier self might take over, and I don't think he's going to be quite as patient. Just to warn you, nothing to be afraid of.
Oh, he's the one that's better for looking through, studies and stuff for books and things. Right?
No, let's
That'll
not
be
just go.
fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm going to walk over to the nameless dwarf and kind of gently lift the Doberku hide off his shoulders, wrap it around my shoulders, and be like, "We're moving forward." And I'm going to start walking into the passageway.
Is there kind of a physical manifestation between the two personalities, like the legendary late Christopher Reeves transforming from Clark Kent to Superman? Is there like a performative?
It's more
difference?
how he holds himself. So Arlington is quite like trying to make himself smaller than he is, and then Grud sort of like its shoulders back, chest up, chin up, and his jaw is a little bit more slack. But he doesn't have any glasses. Yeah, Arlington should get some glasses. Actually, now that I think about it, he probably.
So if he's standing like full height and we're in a dwarf secret door, he's definitely leaving like a Arlington shape.
Yeah, he's not crouching down. He's just pushing through.
If he refuses to crouch down,
I will not crouch.
yeah, that seems right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the stairway in front of you into what seems like a descent below the mansion itself.
Yeah,
I
shall we-
presume you walk in. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
This looks
Yeah.
fun.
I still want to take your man, nameless man, with us as well.
Yes, good to know whether he's coming down the stairs with you or
Sort of, and I just sort of, yeah, I'm trying to get a sense if he's coming too or not, but you know, I
make an insight check. Yeah, let's roll some dice and
let's roll some digital dice. Nice.
Oh, I want to make absolutely sure Bandit's coming along with us as well. I'm definitely making sure Bandit's coming.
Well,
Yes,
I don't know.
yeah.
Does Rudd care about Bandit at all?
We love Bandit.
Oh, so it transcends. That's interesting. That's interesting. Character development. The only thing you two can both agree on is Bandit.
Actually, yeah, I'd say like as we're walking along, Grud is definitely as affectionate with Bandit as Arlington was. Like, he's like cute little guy,
Well, then Huck is
feeding him like bits of like rotting flesh that he has in his pocket for some reason.
Huck's not necessarily a fan of Bandit anymore.
It's like when you come home with a dog and you've already got a cat.
I resent that.
exactly like that.
How
I'm
does the
the
cube
dog.
react to the flesh? Is it like gobbling this flesh up, or?
No, it just simply sinks into this little gelatinous cube and then dissolves.
Oh, okay.
And you know, has a little shiver of like if a gelatinous cube go yum yum, that's what you get. You can intuit that it's saying yum yum, despite no words, just pure actions, just
Just some little like bubbles.
yeah, little bubbles of happiness. Now it's a tiny gelatinous cubes are quite big, and this is just a mini cube, a Jello shot, if you will, I suppose is the.
Actually,
go.
I want to try as actually. Sorry, I'll let Iggy do her thing. I don't mean to interrupt.
I got a 24 on that insight check.
24. Yeah, a little bit of, a little bit from your own arcane abilities that it's unlikely that this person has been sort of wiped for a long period of time, and anywhere between the next, like it's hard to tell. You're thinking about on a spell and thinking how it might work. Like you'd probably get about an hour out of it, and maybe you're about 45 minutes into that. Just with sheer insight, you get the specifics of how long the spell might last.
Okay. Because the reason I'm thinking that is that I got from getting his sister drunk, I got some kind of psychological warfare on this man.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sort of waiting to see if I'll be able to drop that when he starts coming to, if that's could be tied in some way. I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, you could torch this poor soul right now and just drop it into a mind with nothing else in it. Like you could just really turn him into a shell of a person.
Well, not this, no, if he's still out of it, I'm gonna wait. But like, yeah.
Time
Yeah,
to a
he's
chair.
still fairly-
It's a time to a chair.
Yeah.
And then get the one lamp. Turn off all the lights. Get one lamp over his head when he wakes up, and you can start interrogating him with your psychological warfare.
Perfect. Which I assume is like, you wet the bed as a kid or something.
So like verbatim that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that, and it's like, how could you possibly build roads or hang out with Rua? You wet the bed. All right, I'll tell you.
Perfect.
Please, no more. There's no such thing as psychiatry in this world.
Yeah, because buzzwords are not sharing.
Yeah. You descend down the stairwell, and you're a little bit careful not to lose your step, as they are a steep decline. It's quite a steep descent, and these stairs wind and twist down for, like, honestly, a surprising amount of distance. It takes about 10 minutes or more even to get close to what you think the bottom is. You've definitely passed like the foundations of the mansion, and you can't be sure, but it's fair to assume that you're even like down a few levels of the city as well. That he just had built a subterranean secret vault. The walls around you have changed from cut stone to a more rough exposed rock, and eventually it opens into a chamber, and you can see at the end a large vault door with sort of a pile of rocks or debris around it. And it's around this time, Iggy, because you've been keeping an eye on the formerly known Twisted Nuts, now the unnamed, you get the feeling he's about to come to.
Okay. So what are we in front? We're in front of a door.
Yeah, you're kind of your stairs. The stairs twisted and descended all the way down, and now you're kind of opened up into a large chamber. It's maybe about 20 to 40 feet. Like it's a long corridor, of which this large sort of classic bank vault door is there.
Okay. Guys, I'm pretty sure our thoughtless friend is gathering some of those precious thoughts. How do you think we should play this exactly?
Oh, tie him up.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Let's tie him up.
Where am I?
Hit him in the head.
What?
Dunk, I bunked him on the head.
Tying up,
Like
tying-
without question, as soon as the word hit him on the head, the words hit him on the head happen, just immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. Make an attack roll.
Oh god, I hope I don't kill him.
Don't kill him.
If it's unarmed, so it's just I'm not proficient in it, so it's just strength. So that's a 7.
Can't you choose for an
7.
arm to be non-lethal? Can't you choose non-lethal? Does that
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
in 5th edition?
You can choose non-lethal.
I think I definitely bonk him with my fist, though. I think it's funnier.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying bonk him with your fist in a non-lethal.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, with a 7, I don't think we need to worry about it. I think I missed him.
Yeah, I don't think you. As soon as you hear the phrase "hit him," instead of hitting whatever it is, just a fist instinctively just goes out to the.
I try and do the Hulk and Thor thing, but just there's no one there.
Oh, yeah, straight across his head, because being a dwarf is more about hip height to you. You're just like, oh. I'm at the and he tries to scramble back away from you. You would all kind of get an opportunity to seize this guy, but he is trying to scramble back up.
Absolutely going to try. If I'm within striking distance, I definitely try and grapple this motherfucker.
Yeah, let's make some contested rolls, baby. I'm going to roll for acrobatics. Ding-a-ding. Let's see if you can beat a 2.
Well, I got a 22.
Well,
My athletics of +6.
Absolutely. You just ham fist him and hold him tight.
Okay. Can I?
I stuff him into my jacket.
No.
I have some rope.
Shh, go to sleep. It's warm in there. You'll be okay.
Yeah, you see Arlington just like shove this dwarf into this cloak. What was it you were about to do?
Oh, so I can't see his face anymore. He's like gone inside the cloak.
No, I mean he's
Yeah, I'm not trying to hide him. Just kind of...
and then back in.
I want to go up to him and sort of say like, "Oh, you're coming too. Oh, we were wondering where you've gone. Are you okay? You brought us down here and then you fainted. Are you okay?"
Make a persuasion check with
Would he
disadvantage.
Yeah, he heard me say hit him on the head.
But I'm soothing him against my bosom.
He may fall asleep. I mean, as my
No
testimony
more pain.
it's very comfortable.
I got 29.
With disadvantage. Amazing.
Oh no, not sorry. I didn't hear disadvantage. Sorry. I didn't hear you say that.
This is going to be a
Still,
lot.
whatever modifier you're at in there is pretty helpful.
Yeah, that's 12.
Ah.
Oh, I got a 5. Okay. Well, so that's still 17.
It's not like it is really convincing. It's like, but not so convincing that being told hit him on the head and being shoved into a cloak is going to outweigh. And he goes, I sincerely doubt that.
Damn it.
I that's fair. Can I take my rope out of my pocket and cast animate object on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
This will be fun. I'm gonna hopefully. I've never used animate object, and I can animate multiple objects. So
We're gonna get into a Fantasia situation, aren't we? You're a little Mickey Mouse sized motherfucker.
if there's a broom around here, I'm absolutely telling it to get them water from the well.
You learn nothing from that adventure.
Animate objects. Let's see. I can do it within 120 feet. They come to life at my command. Doesn't seem to be.
No, I
I
don't
need
think. I think it
concentration
just
for up to a
happens.
minute. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So for the first time, this spell has been cast on this show. Essentially, what Huck is doing is taking any inanimate object and then reversing that into an animate object under his command.
Cool. I can pick up to because it depends on the size of the things.
Mhm.
I can pick up to 10 non-magical objects within range that are not being worn or carried, and depending on how big they are. So because I can go up to 10, I'll animate the door that we're right beside, and or the lock on the door, just in case it's locked. We haven't checked. And
Yep.
I guess the other 9. There's nothing else here, right? It's rocks. It's all rocks. We're like in a stone passage.
Well, interesting enough, make a perception check.
Oh crap! So imperceptive.
Wait, can we just
natural
animate a locked door and ask it to move?
20. Yeah, sure. I got a natural 20 on
Nice.
perception.
Yeah.
So
As you turn around to animate, to kind of get a bead on this vault door, you see that those 2 rocks that were sort of loose debris beside it seem to have kind of shifted and moved and slithered. And from inside this sort of moving and spiraling snake-like shape, you see these 2 fire red eyes, 4 in total, 2 either side of the vault, pin you right down. And at that point, I want us all to roll initiative.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I didn't expect that.
Well, then the other things I'm going to
Yeah.
animate are any loose rocks around. I guess
Sure.
I'll tell them to fire themselves at the enemy. Yeah, I hadn't given the rope any command or anything, so I'm going to have to do that next turn.
Bam. Bam. All right. Anyone above 20?
Yeah. Oh no.
No, absolutely not.
Nope.
Nice. Anyone above 15?
Yeah. 19 for Arlington.
19 for Arlington. Anyone around that area?
Nope.
No. Anyone above 10?
Nope.
Great. Anyone above 5?
9.
Yeah, I'm on 9.
9. Nice.
Hey, get off there.
Well, what's your modifier? How much initiative do you add?
4.
Oh, damn it, she wins. I only added 3.
You can choose who goes first in this
I
situation.
can go first. You can go first.
No, you won. Plus, I don't. I already, no. I've animated a rope, so.
My desire to make that competitive was too strong, but I don't actually want to. Okay, cool.
Arlington, the crunching and grinding of stone behind you draws your attention as these 2 snake-like sort of stone constructs come to life around. Maybe come to life. Maybe just wake up around the vault door, one either side. It is your turn. You start the round. After that, it is Huck. You'll be on deck in a bit.
Sure.
How far away are these stone snakes from us?
About 30 feet.
Okay. And are they? How far apart are they from each other?
They're about 10 feet apart from each other.
Okay.
The width of the vault door.
Okay. Cool. Then I will. Is the nameless dwarf do I feel he's hanging on to me at all, or do I feel like I'm?
It will be pretty obvious that at the moment they will bolt.
Yeah. Okay. Do I want to do I want to carry our captor, or do I want to use a shield against these 2 enormous giant stone snakes? Shit. Yeah. Okay. I think Arlington would be more tactical. Grud is just gonna drop this motherfucker. He hasn't had a fight in a long time. I'm gonna rage. I'm gonna dash into the middle between these 2 stone snakes, and with my bugbear reach, I should be able to reach both of them. And I'm gonna you can hear this childish giggling, I'm gonna run up with my 40 speed. I can reach them, and I'm going to attack the snake on the right with my lair
Before you
Skalax.
do, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I am raging, so I think I get advantage on those.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. No, not advantage on con. But 22 all the same.
22 all the time. As you start running up towards these 2 snakes, you feel your muscles and your form and your body almost sort of slow down, but you push through it as you realize that direct eye contact with either one of these might restrain you in some capacity.
Okay. Mechanically, do I know if that could happen again, or I don't know?
Yeah, make a nature check to see if Arlington or Grud, you can make it with advantage because you've seen the world, might have come across any creature that shares a trait.
It's a 7, so I doubt it.
No, you've no idea why there was a slight tensing, almost solidifying of your muscles. I know Wes knows.
I think Wes knows, but I don't think Grud knows. Cool. Yeah, so giggling with glee, Grud is gonna take a raging swing at the snake on the right.
Yes.
I didn't specify reckless, so fuck it. That's a 12.
You can. I mean, I don't know your results yet, so you can specify reckless.
No, I mean I
same.
rolled and saw the results, so it's not reckless. And plus, there's two of them. It couldn't hurt to not have them have advantage on attacking me.
Yeah, very true. 12, unfortunately, you get your axe out and just it sparks against the stone form. You do make contact, but you get the feeling that you didn't cut through.
Cool. I'm gonna use my second attack to attack the snake on the left.
Yeah.
Bit better. That is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, you make contact. Roll for damage.
Nice. And before I do damage, the Lair Skull Axe gets +2 to attack if I am more than 500 feet underground. Do I feel it humming with excitement or anything?
How big's a mountain? I actually, funny enough, I asked myself this exact question when doing session prep because I was like, are you underground if, like underground's not like sea level, right? Like
it's
not one
ground
of those
above
things.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like the mountain is, you're under it and you're under 500 feet of a mountain peak. So yeah, let's say yes.
Nice.
Geologists, geographers, get at me. And please educate me. This could be a geige.
Does it count as a geige if it's not a D&D? I suppose it does. Yeah.
Just don't be that Gygax. Just don't be the guy who just...
Cool. So, Christ, I rolled a 1. Let's see if we can boost this with modifiers. So I get a +5 for raging. Sorry, hang on, no.
Is it a 1 on the dice? Like a crit
It's a 1 on the die, sorry, not to hit. So it's +2, +3, +4, 5. So that's 10 damage total.
Oh, right. The damage. Yes.
Yeah, so I rolled a 1 on the die.
Yeah.
On the die,
yes.
But I get a 9 modifier with the extra axe damage.
Something about the unexpected sort of surprise nature of these two beasts. Maybe you didn't want to attack with the same fervor that was before pulsing through your veins.
A gentle tap.
You do sink it in. And as you crack through some of this stone carapace, I suppose, you see little kind of spurts of like lava, which previously was magma, I guess, because it was underground. But there's this kind of flaming fire that just sort of pulses out, like a spray of blood.
Does it land on me or anything?
No, you're fine. These are some homebrew monsters I've created, but also discovered then exist, I think, in World of Warcraft, called a lavalisk. I thought that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, lava. That's fun. Snake. Cool. I know in D&D,
snakes more dangerous.
Aren't necessarily snake-like, but in my head they are. So it's easier to think of them like fire-fueled onyxes.
Cool. That's my turn. I don't think it's worth second winding here. Let's see what these boys do. So I'm just gonna stand in between the two snakes and just kind of inch a little bit away from the lava on the ground. Not enough to get an opportunity attack, but just to be like,
Oh, of course, yeah, because you've got that sweet reach that you're in the zone. You're the Venn diagram, perfect attack.
They're both within an opportunity attack range for me because my bugbear lanky arms get a +5 to reach.
Funny enough, one of them does start to slither up the room towards your compatriots and exits your melee range, provoking an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him. That is a 24 to hit.
Oh, you know that hits.
Oh, I do. Oh, much better. Okay, we rolled a 9 plus the 9, so that's 18 slashing damage.
18, nice.
You get him in the ass. It's his weak spot.
Yeah. You actually managed to carve off the end of its tail, and it just sort of, with it gone, continues on as a slightly smaller snake. The reverse of that game on New Front. But yeah, and a little bit of lava again just sprays and sort of melts the stone around it as it slithers up towards Iggy and Huck.
I'll soften them up for you.
Turns around, looks at you both, and you see it rear back. You see it sort of stony maw open, and this flame just sort of build up inside. And I need you both to make a dexterity saving throw as it starts to just vomit lava towards you in a 15-foot.
Is it the kind of thing I can counterspell? or is it a spell?
No, it's just it's stinky breath.
Okay.
Yeah, monster
fire
abilities can't be countered.
Oh.
I'm glad they didn't both just do that on me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the worst roll in the
I guess
world.
it's worse that he's going for them.
What do you say? Dex saving throw.
Dex, yes.
18.
That's a 20 plus the dex, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got.
And make sure
I mean,
the
it's not an
saving throw.
automatic 20, but it's.
I rolled as in the 20 dice. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a lot of dice to roll. So you both succeeded. You managed to just dive out of the way of this lava. Pardon?
I got a 5.
Oh, no, then you did not succeed.
Yeah.
I thought you said you got a 20.
No, she was calling a D20 a 20.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, I thought you were being smug. So that's a 20 plus 5.
No, yeah. I can see why you would have thought I rolled a 20 because I said I rolled a 20. But
Yeah, that was confusing to me.
Like Lucy idiocy, and it's like no, I just rolled a D20. Yeah, sorry. Big old pass.
So, this moment of hesitation where in your head you visualize you jumping out of the way, but instead do nothing. Like waking up and thinking, didn't I get dressed for school today? You take 21 fire damage right on top of you. Huck, you take half. You take 11 fire damage as you manage to dodge this fire breath.
I knew I was going to take half damage. So 11, you said.
11.
Grant.
Nice. That is the end of its turn, but the other lavalisk, the one beside Arlington, just gets up in its tiny pebbles, I guess, and then tries to go in for a bite attack. Ooh, does a 13 hit?
It does not.
It's like it snaps towards you. You manage to get your lair skull axe just between its maw, holding it off.
Nice.
Which brings us on to Huck. Huck, it's your turn, and Iggy, you will be after Huck.
Great. You know what? Lava monsters, stone lava monsters aren't exactly ideal with fireballs, lads. That's what I'm saying.
Fire's all I got.
No. So first things first, I animated all those objects.
Yes.
Right. So I can command all of them with a command at the same time. Is a door medium or large or small? Presumably.
The door is large. The door is like a really
okay.
big. Yeah, it's a huge vault door.
Grand. Then the door counts for 4 that I animated. Of my 10. The rope counts for, is it medium? It's a 50-foot rope. So it's
probably medium, yeah.
Probably medium, yeah, sure. So that's medium. That counts as 2. So that's 6. And then the remaining 4 of my 10 are rocks.
Rocks.
Loose.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the
loose
rocks.
rocks.
For rocks is that they're. I don't know if I can do this because animate object really isn't clear as to what you can and can't make the things do. Obviously, like you can animate objects so that they can move around and do stuff. So what I want to know is, can the rocks jump or be in front of me so that they somewhat block perfect vision between me and the thing?
Yes. Yeah. Let's say for this purpose, you can command the rocks to do everything except for gather moss. So anything under the sun that isn't gather moss, you can
cool.
get these.
Well, then floating in front of me in a kind of pattern, so that I can't get direct eye contact, or so it's harder. In order for me to be able to do that, can I have watched what happened to Arlington and roll to see if I can figure out that that's a thing?
No, I'm just going to say, like, I'm okay with the slight bit of metagaming. In fact, I will do you one better. Instead of the rocks being in front of you, you could just tell the rocks to be in front of its eyes.
Yeah, sure, actually, yeah. They'll go and try to stick to its eyes as much as possible.
Yeah.
The rope is going to... the rope's going to tie up your man.
Okay.
As tightly as possible. And it can slither over to him like a snake and then tie him up. That was the original plan. The rocks were, they don't have a lot of health. I think it's something like D8 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're snakes. They don't have hands to take them out of their eyes.
Yeah. They're going to be like, ugh.
And what if they don't even know hands? Right.
Is that even a joke?
Look, you laughed a lot. And that is the measure of whether or not something's really a joke.
Yeah,
I think that was a stage laugh. I think that was the classic kind of like fill the airspace.
That's fine, because he's on camera and broadcast to the world is finding that humorous. Doesn't matter if he was pretending.
Mhm.
That's true.
He's right.
Keelan, before you do anything else, I want you to roll a grapple check as the rope. I don't think the rope has any acrobatics or athletics, but just roll a straight d20 to see. No, it's also a rope. Like its main purpose in life is to tie things.
Yeah, you gotta know it's pretty good at that. Like
Yeah. So give yourself maybe like a +3 to this.
a +3 to a grapple check with what, like base, just a
Space d20. Yeah. Let's see what you got.
16 +3.
Nice. Yeah, you can see the rope has bound. It's rather comical as this guy tries to escape up the stairs. It just gets his feet first, like one of those little like boleros, I suppose. So we and then
Bolus.
and then just
Bolero's a song.
I was thinking, I was like, I want to correct, but I definitely don't know the real word. Yeah, it's bolas. Yeah.
Yeah, bolus. Yeah, it gets him and then hog ties him on the base of the stairs. He is
Great.
hog tied.
Great, he's hogtied. That's the original. So that was all psychic. That didn't take anything.
No.
Now the difficult part: doing anything functionally against, potentially blinded. Okay, so that's concentration. So I can't polymorph. That was my first thought. I've been through a lot of things. I thought in the essence of explaining D&D, I thought I could polymorph. I'm concentrating on keeping all the inanimate objects alive, so I can't do anything that requires much concentration. Which means I also can't banish them, which was my other thought. So if either of you were hoping for that, that's not possible.
I was.
Yeah.
I thought just nerf my enemies straight
Just
away.
banish them. Just banish them.
Yeah. Just get them off the table.
So I'm gonna cast two chromatic orbs. I think because I can dual cast, I'll make sure of my sorcery points. Twin spell. Blah blah blah. Yes, I think I can.
Yeah, twin spell. I think it's
Ten
if it
sorcery
targets
points.
a creature.
Target a second creature with the same spell, provided the first spell can only target one person, which chromatic orb can.
For the sake of yeah. You're right, and I'm using a tone as if you're wrong, but I'm letting it happen. But you are. I'm almost certain you are.
I'm allowing this because the rules say so.
Yeah.
Right. That's gonna take a lot of my sorcery points because I'm gonna cast this chromatic orb, or the two chromatic orbs at 4th level, which is also something I never do, but because I can't functionally use any of the rest of them, so it'll be 68 if and when it hits, and
Nice.
it's +9 to hit. That's the
Is this
relevant.
at 1 or is it at 2? The 2 different.
Two different orbs, so I guess I'll have to roll them twice. So the only thing that remains when I'm making these 2 orbs to fire at one snake or 2 snakes, both snakes.
Up to you. Yeah.
You know what? Both snakes, and because I don't know what will be more useful, one of the orbs is going to be acid, and the other orb is going to be ice.
Yeah.
And I will see which looks more effective, melting the rock or freezing the lava, which seems impossible. So
anything's possible. It's just not always probable. That's the thing he says at the start of the show.
It's like the man says it, the Matthew man.
Oh, it only took us like 2 years to have a callback like that. Well done.
I'm pretty sure you could just like, a cool breath could like chill the top of it and get that icky lava skin like it were yeah.
If only that granny from Dante's Peak just breathed on the lava as she pushed the boat.
So everyone else does think of that woman when they think of volcanoes, like that lake thing. God, that horrified me for years.
It's scarred to my brain.
Yeah,
I mean, the boat was fine, but she was ruined. I always thought that was odd.
I feel like we talked about it in the show before, actually. Now that I think about it.
Dante's Peak is a big film in Ireland. Everyone says that.
It's never on TV. No one talks about it. I can't even remember what age I was when I saw it.
Everyone has it on VHS. You don't need to put it. Don't waste airtime when it's right there on your shelf.
That's fair. Yeah, we all own a copy of it. It's a staple in Ireland. How has that not come up in Hibernia yet? Actually, it's part of our culture.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan, like man.
It's
practically Irish.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, what's roll for your text? Sorry.
Okay. No, you're grand. I was trying to figure out what it is. It's cold damage. Ice is more fun. Right.
Make me ice. Yeah.
Cold damage orb to the guy or snake on the left.
Sure. I believe with the left and right, despite where they are in the room. So we're all good.
21 to hit.
That hits. You whip out a Smirnoff Ice, you place it in front of them, and the snake is compelled to down that on one knee, dealing how much damage?
68.
68.
68.
while he's toting those up,
Uh-oh. 1 second. I've just realized that while my laptop is plugged in, the charger isn't on. And I might run out of battery.
time to vamp. I did have a question though.
This moment. Oh, you have a question? I
did have a question. Did Keelan end up using the animated stones to block the eyes of one of the snakes?
No, my dice.
One of the snakes, yes.
So will we just use that to differentiate like blind snake and sight snake?
I mean, we can.
Just because right
patterns, but you can.
So we know where. So presumably it was the one that went for that attacked Huck.
Yes.
That he Okay, so that's right snake. So he's taking a bit of damage. I lopped the tip of his tail off as well. So cool. He's blinded and lost his tail tip.
All right, so we'll go with 6.
The other one we can call Jake, and then we're good.
68 ice.
68. Do you want to use the same damage because it's a twin spell? Just for the, I know you normally wouldn't do this, but for the sake of brevity, this is the damage amount for the next one.
The damage, and the acid one will presumably hit then.
If it hits, this will be the damage.
Oh, okay. Wow, I'm so glad you said that. I've rolled 3 6s, a 5, a 3, and a 4. Yeah. So that's 10, 22, 27, 30. 30 exactly.
Oof. Nice. Oh, that's really easy for my sums too. I can take away from the big number.
30 on ice damage if ice damage is relevant at all, and 30 on acid damage if acid damage is relevant at all. Oh, you want me to roll for hitting again?
I need you to roll for the attack on that one.
I don't know how, but sometimes I forget that Hook is a
21 again.
Also hits. Yes.
You forget that Hook's a nuclear bomb.
Hey, this is me pulling my punches.
Yeah.
I have to use chromatic orb. Come
on. That's epic. Can you, as this is happening, can you just paint a little word picture for us as you form these 2 chromatic orbs and like whoof, fire them out towards these 2 lavalisks?
He's just dived away from lava, and I got half damage, so I've kind of singed my cloak, which I'm angry about. But also, Iggy got like the full brunt of it, so I'm pretty emotional. But I was doing the animate objects thing when I twigged to these snakes. So first thing he does is getting all the rocks to move around. I mean, that's happening almost instantly, and a snake goes and ties up a guy. And while he's doing that mentally, he's forming 2 balls, one glowing white and the other one like just a globule of green kind of goo. It kind of, almost like if you've ever seen a sun with solar flares, but green and more liquidy. And then he hurls both of them at the same time at either one of them being a lot closer to him and the other one blind, or vice versa.
It is vice versa, but yes, you hurl the acid one towards the one closest to you and blinded and nubbed, and the ice soars down the room and it cracks against this lavalisk and it goes. Both the snake and the impact make a hissing noise.
There's going to be steam.
Yes.
That might not help.
and steam does kind of fill the room. And Arlington, you get blasted with this hot air of steam. You feel it's pretty sweet, actually. It's like when you put hot water on the stones in a sauna.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
I'd say my fur kind of.
I've just combed it down. Iggy, this has done a significant amount of damage to these 2 guardians of the vault. That's an action you haven't moved?
Oh, please, we're just adventurers like anyone.
Don't know if it's a bonus action. If the command is a bonus action, I'm not aware for animation.
Well, it said it's instantaneous, kind of just telekinetic thing, the commanding them. So I haven't done any movement, I guess. But because I did that, by the way, I spent like most of my sorcery points doing that because it's a high level spell. Just so you know. No, I mean I'll get a bit more out of dodge, perhaps back up a bit.
Nice.
If there's one that's right in front of me, I'll roll backwards or whatever.
I will clarify that animate object in the spell description does say as a bonus action you can mentally command.
Oh, it does say bonus action. Grant. Well, that's my bonus action. Yeah.
Iggy, you're up. You have this blinded, acid dripping lavalisk in front of you. Not too pleased with itself.
Okay.
Well, missing the tip of its tail. That's important.
And missing the tip of its tail.
Oh, and Iggy, I feel like is missing the tip of my nose or something. It's probably singed. I'm imagining I'm singed all over, just like little patches of smoking.
Yeah, you got blasted with fire.
You got cartoon styled, like.
Yeah, so I'm imagining that Iggy is she's usually I would go to do some, how can I confuse them? I'm thinking like, can I create some kind of St. Patrick creature that will, get them back into their walls? But instead she just reacts because she's just been hit. She just goes for Thunder Wave at third level, casting third level, and just tries to just blast these away from her. Kind of, it's just defensive.
Nice. Do you roll to attack or do I roll to save against it?
It says con 16 there. What is it? You need to make
a save.
So yeah, a Constitution saving throw for each creature.
How much damage do you get at third level with that thing?
Nice. So Thunderwave, what's the shape or range on it? I'm just trying to think.
15
Are you hitting?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I won't hit Huck because if he backed away, and I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, it's a 15-foot cube away from me, so
nice.
I might hit Arlington.
No, Arlington's.
What about Bandit?
30 feet down the hallway, as is Bandit, who is stuck to Arlington's kind of leg, slowly dissolving through his pants.
So the damage is 27, and if you made a successful save, it's half that. So
he did not make a successful save.
27 thunder damage.
Wow,
he's blasted away, right?
Yeah, he's blasted away. I will let you know that 27 was the exact amount of hit points left on this creature. So if you want to describe to me how you manifest this explosion of lava and rocks into a contained room. Don't worry, no one's gonna get hurt. It's just.
I think it was very much inelegant. It was, I got blasted with this fire, and like without even thinking, she just tried to just cast this this thunder wave, and I'm hoping that it's going to be dusty. I'm hoping that we can literally rub the dust off our shoulders from how much these guys are just going to burst into dust in front of our eyes.
I mean, it makes sense. She's been through a lot.
It's probably
she goes crazy
lava, though.
She just got burned by her mother.
Exactly.
Burned by her mother and had an argument with Ted. So the lava was the last straw.
Exactly.
Arlington, you see from this steam-filled sort of silhouette, this singular split second, proper anime style, as this creature just explodes down the end of the room. You can see the wriggling form of some small nameless dwarf trying to shimmy their way upstairs, still hogtied, as it comes back around to your turn, and the blinded, nubbed lavalisk is gone, burst into smithereens, but there is still one left in this room, which is pretty much getting all up in your business.
I'm gonna let a smirk creep across my face. I'm gonna say to this lavalisk, "So it's the tip of the tail, then." I'm gonna swing, thinking that's Grud fully thinks he killed that snake, and I'm going to yeah, it's the tip of the tail. Go for it! And I'm gonna recklessly swing at the tip of his tail with my lair skull axe.
Absolutely, make your attack.
It's gonna be so that's 16. It's 24 to hit.
That first one hits. Are you doing two attacks, or
I will be. I've already rolled damage for the first attack. I can roll for the second one, but I definitely want to keep the damage for the first one because it was a 12. But
no, I'll let you keep that. That's fine. I'm just saying if you wanted to do two at once with one creature, we can.
It's going to be a 19 19. So that's going to be 27 for the second attack.
To hit. And
yes.
Damage?
Second attack to hit.
Yes, so 27 also hits. Not surprising anyone. And damage-wise, what kind of damage are you doing to this lavalisk?
So the first attack is 12, 19 is going to be 21 slashing damage.
Yes.
And the second one is going to be 4. It's going to be 13 slashing damage.
This is unprecedented, but I like it. So we're going to do it. Both of these attacks bring this lavalisk within, not that you'd ever really know this as players, but within 1 hit point of its final breath. So Arlington...
Okay, sorry, you go.
Yeah, I was going to say that you can either keep that as is, keep it counting, or I'll let you add what I'm going to call a sort of adventurer's flourish to just tip the scales.
I think I'm okay spending a resource to finish that.
Yes.
Because I think if he's still alive, I can't finish. So I think.
Oh, you know what we could do?
What
If
can
you
we do?
can somehow, if you could somehow weave in one of the drinks you're having at your table, somehow, I don't know how,
Uh,
to do that one extra hit point. It's so small that we might as well
yeah.
end it here.
Use Bandit.
You could use Bandit.
Okay.
Bandit jumps in and does 1 damage.
Okay. Wait. Then I have it. Okay. So I think the first strike like really does the chunk of the damage. Like I mean, it was max damage. And I think the snake then is kind of like starts to writhe a little bit. And Grud, having seen animals dying before, knows that he's about to finish it off. So he pulls Bandit aside and puts the axe in Bandit. He's like, you just kind of pull it back. There, that's it. You got to get the torque from the bottom. You got to put some force behind it. And then slams it. But it's kind of like he's trying to get a stapler really in there. Like, so it's a short distance. And Bandit's additional strength is what does the extra 1 damage.
Nice, amazing. You managed to lop off the main sort of life force of this creature as it crumbles in, still smoldering but lifeless form around you. At the very
just
bottom,
before it finishes crumbling, I want to look it in the eyes and say, "Call me Snake."
Nice. That's one for the Vidya game fans.
Yeah.
As you hear behind, just to build on that, nameless dwarf go, snakes. As his pet snakes have been completely destroyed. The very bottom of your lair skull axe is now sort of dripping with gelatinous acid, which seems to just being this deep underground, being this close to other dimensions. It's had quite the day. You feel it kind of hum with excitement and energy and thirst for, like, this is a dwarven forged axe in a dwarven city, slaying what is very much a mountainous creature. And you get the feeling that if it was ever to leave your hand, with enough force of will and enough luck on your side, you might be able to, given that it is an axe that finds the path, call it back to you.
Oh, I can Kratos this motherfucker.
Maybe on a probable but not always possible roll. There is something in this axe that is honed with you and your instruction to a creature smaller and somewhat more delicate to yourself.
Okay, all we need to do is get a bow for Bandit, and then we're full on God of War.
It's what we've got now is a cue for Arlington. As soon as you see the next monster, he's going to hurl his axe at them
without question. Even though there's a very small chance of it coming back. Yeah.
Over.
And Ben will be like, "What are you talking about? It's an axe. Of course, it doesn't come back."
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
But it's gonna be like, "What? I had a feeling it might come back this time. I kind of sensed.
You felt that. I mean, I've thought that before.
I thought the laws of physics would pause for a second, so I could look cool.
As you go around the world, quiet cube.
So is it just if I throw it, there's a chance it'll come back, or do I have to spend like a bonus action or something to try and get it to come back?
We'll find out if it.
Okay, all right.
Could just get to the distance.
Okay, I'm gonna write Lair Skull Axe hyphen Boomerang.
If it had a level up bar, you get the feeling that you're close to leveling this guy.
Okay.
This guy up. Yeah.
Okay. Boomerang ?
Yeah. With the vault in front of you, and with the enemies slain, as the dust and steam literally settle around you, I think that's where we will take our little halftime break for the show. We will be back in about 15 minutes, 15 plus whatever spiel I'm about to do. So we're going to take a little bio break. I suggest that you guys do the same. If you're drinking along with the show, go grab another brew from the fridge, go shake up another cocktail. But if you are enjoying the show and you want to support us, you can do all the things that Wes says at the start of the show. Follow us on socials, join our Discord, be a part of the community. I have the stats for Lavalisk. I've got the stats for all the little homebrew stuff that I tried to share in our sort of forgery in the Discord. But more important than any of that, I would urge you and highly recommend, if you can, if it's within your means, to donate to our coffee account. So coffee.com/homebrewquest. I cannot stress enough, this doesn't go to us. We do this show every 2 weeks. We do it because we love tabletop games. We love hanging out with each other. It's been a wonderful opportunity, especially as we come up to our 1 year anniversary of not being in person, to get to connect with friends and have a good time. But what we do is we take any money we earn through our coffee and we donate it to an organization called Maasai, the Movement of Asylum Seekers in Ireland, who are fighting tooth and nail against quite an impressive system we have in place through our government called Direct Provision, which is like a for-profit run accommodation centre for asylum seekers when they come to Ireland. We are known as the land of 1,000 welcomes, and this system flies directly in the face of that. Hopefully within our lifetime, we'll see its abolition, and hopefully with its abolition, we'll see a system in place that is fair to people who are trying to make a living in this wonderful country. So if you can donate to us through the coffee account, once we kind of hit like a bucket amount, we donate that straight to Masai, because they truly are heroes amongst a system which is corrupt and oppressive. That's all I'll say on this. We'll be back in about 15 minutes, so we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, and welcome back to Homebrew. We were mid chatting about beer, and we thought, should we keep this behind the screen? We thought maybe not.
I just
So
love it, Ben. I love beer.
I love beer so much. Yeah, we were chatting about the beers we were having, and we got the countdown to join back on the stream, and we're like, let's tell some people about their beers.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, you know what? I'll stand by it. This Anchor Steam beer is very meh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been around for a fair while. Back when indie beer or like craft beers and stuff was really taking off, like 15 years ago or 10 years ago, it was one of the ones you could find.
It's a shame because the bottle cap is very pretty. I don't think it's going to come through.
Well, let me shatter your dreams, because Anchor recently went through a rebrand, and the bottle you have is one of their older bottles. Now, it's not. It doesn't like they.
Oh no, I bought it entirely for the label.
Yeah, they've managed to take something, to Keelan's point, like they've been around for a while. They've been kind of a craft producer for a long time, and all dues to them. Like they're grand beers. That's the thing. That's not.
I didn't not enjoy it. Just not. I wouldn't be in a rush to recommend it.
Yes, yeah. I'm really enjoying this.
Oh, you got into your stout.
I'm into my. Well, this is a barrel-aged Brett ale.
Sorry, yeah, Brett ale. Sorry, excuse me.
I'm not a snob about beers. I just like. I just like stuff. Well, just like names.
My little red ale is so nice. I don't know why this is extra making me just miss the pub. It reminds me of lovely red ales.
Yeah. Brew is nice. Brew is nice.
Brew isn't a little excuse.
No, they just carry it.
They carry it.
No,
you can get that in Centra, Fresh, any of the gourmet beer establishments.
The lazy places that Lucy goes to get beer before having brew.
Yeah,
they do. The yellow brew is gluten free, which is nice.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking. I'd gotten that. Yeah.
Should we play some D&D?
Let's play some D&D.
I suppose.
Let's dive right in. The dust settles. The steam.
Set the steam for us, Ben.
I should point out that we normally dip into our stronger percentage beers, and Mashton Millionaire is about 7%. Now it's a teeny weeny bottle, but
that's the trick though. Like you're like, oh, but it's only small, and you're like, you realize you still finish it pretty quickly for that small one. Like that's what I did with my Sierra Nevada, which was tasty. I moved the bottle downstairs, but that was quite good. I would recommend the 80s one.
I've moved on to my Radiator Mead.
That's a great name for a drink. Radiator Mead would be amazing. Or a punk band name.
Our Paddy's Day one shot, maybe a character can be called Radiator Mead, and people were like, "Why is that the name?" And they go, "Well, you watch the mainstream to get the inside." Anyway, I'll set the scene. The dust settles, the steam. I was trying to say dissipates, but obviously that's not how you say that word. But dissipates. That's the word.
I kind of prefer dissipates. I think that sounds nicer.
Dissipates sounds like the Harry Potter spell you would cast in order to make something dissipate.
Dissipate. Yeah, exactly. Literally and metaphorically, the dust has settled, and in front of you, you do see this giant vault door. You can hear formerly Twisted Nuts, now the Unnamed, wriggling behind you, trying to make his way up the stairs. And what would you like to do, Huck's Punks?
Can we just establish that, like, I know we're calling him a nameless dwarf. Can he just be called formerly Twisted Nuts? Because that sounds like he's recovered from an episode.
Yeah, he's also Nuts. I keep confusing it because Nuts is his brother, but he is Nuts.
That's just the Irish accent confusing things. We're always saying the right stuff. It just sounds wrong sometimes.
Yeah. Poor Ash was definitely getting confused at one point. We were like, no, it's Twisted Nut, not Twisted Knot. And she was like, yes.
You're saying the same thing.
You can see she's too pleasant a person to push it too far, but had no idea what the fuck we were talking about.
The first thing I'm going to do as Huck is, through all of the smoke and cloud settling and everything else, walk up to the door, throw both of my arms open and yell open, and also command the door which I animated to open.
Nothing happens.
Damn it. I mean, I didn't animate the lock, so that's a possibility.
Is there like a keyhole or anything in the door?
Interesting enough, above the door, similar to in the fireplace, you do see this large sort of metallic eye above 3 clear crystal gems. And as the 3 of you step up, You feel like this arcane wave of energy scan by you, and one by one, the gems turn red.
I immediately push the nameless dwarf in front.
Yeah, you grab you hoof him over your shoulders. You bring him forward, and you push him towards it. And one of the gems, turns green.
Did we solve it? Is that it? Is there more?
Do we need? How many siblings are there in this family?
Oh shit.
They weren't working together though.
Okay, well now hear me out. What if we cut this one sibling into 3 pieces, and then we've got 3 dwarves?
That could work. I mean,
I slowly start taking at the layer axe.
Oh, please don't cut me into 3 pieces. That's not. You need all of us here.
Is there any other way around it? Because
would an illusion of the 3 of you work? Of your siblings? Do you reckon? Don't know how helpful he's going to be to me.
Oh, I don't know. I need to. He doesn't do that. His hands are tied. He goes, if you could just put my goggles on, I could definitely get 1 more green. If you promise not to kill me if I let you into my vault.
Okay, but I'm going to get ready to kill you in case your goggles do something funky.
Now that's a good deal.
That seems fair.
I'm going to set him down and let the others put the goggles in, but I'm like baseball swing ready just in case he pulls anything.
And like before, the irises of the goggles open up, and inside you see a real eye, and the scan, and another one goes, ding, green.
Gross.
Okay, so that's 2 green.
If I described my brother Twisted Nuts and his sort of optical accoutrement, maybe an illusion will...
I think I could do a major image.
Can you make one of someone you ain't seen?
Which one of it? Is it your sister that you need, or who? You need?
No, my brother.
I have an idea, because Iggy is great at. I'm sure she has a skill in sketching, in police sketches. If she sketches well enough based on his...
I don't know. It was dark.
If she sketches based well enough on his description, perhaps she could use that to make an illusion convincing enough. I'd say it's a risk.
Underneath the screen, you see Iggy O'Flynn, Arcane Investigator, starts at 8 p.m. CST.
It's just Lucy like back to back with like her character.
We're wearing like a beret, like a French artiste solving crime with a paintbrush.
I would watch the shit out of that show. like figuring out how magnifying glasses work and
I
stuff.
have for a long time. By a long time, I mean ever since we started this show, wanted to run a 2-parter called Arcane Investigators, which just go to the aftermath of an adventuring party and discover what happened there.
I feel like you've mentioned Arcane Investigators on the show before, actually.
Former friend of the show and former guest, Orlando Dool, we definitely brought it up as kind of like, does anyone want to DM us 2 rascals for this Arcane Investigators thing?
It was a group of barbarians again. You can tell because none of the books have been opened.
There are never any
But
witnesses.
all the bodies have been cadavered.
Yeah. Everyone's dead and all of the books are pristine. They haven't even been touched.
Sorry, explain to me what's going on.
Okay. So can I try and sketch to him based off what he says, his brother, until he says yes, that's accurate enough, and then I can cast major image to try and actually create that. But I can first try and get some feedback from him.
Yeah, like genuinely, I love this. I thought we might get a couple more episodes in Sliabh Gem, but this is fucking ingenious. So of course, roll a performance check, which of course in your case is sort of an artistic expression check.
Please sketching skill.
Yeah.
So don't use your caricature skill because that won't work. It'd be horrific, in fact.
On a tiny little tricycle with a giant mining pickaxe.
Would you say he loves skateboarding or rollerblading?
Yeah. And how do you feel about doom buggies? Yeah.
Roll it with advantage because you're getting his help in describing what his brother looks like.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was going to actually help us or not. Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely going to start describing like he's kind of a phallic nose. His chin kind of looks like balls.
Dwarfy.
He's kind of dwarfy.
And then she makes that actually happen.
Iggy's so focused. She's literally thinking like this is what I've been training for. This is what I've been doing with those little characters.
This is my moment.
She was honed in, and she got 26, 18 plus 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like. Also, I feel like maybe she saw a picture of him or something.
When did Iggy transition from bumbling idiot to like super good at everything? Like it just kind of switched.
Oh, it's a dichotomy. It's both at once.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
yeah.
I just keep using these things that I have the really high modifiers in, to be
So
fair.
playing the game, right? Okay.
Is that the really lame way of doing it?
So you've stopped challenging people to arm wrestling and started trying to convince them of things.
Exactly.
Oh, she could draw the arm wrestling match for them.
This is you losing. I'm pretty sure literally that happened, actually, now that I say.
Yeah, I was going to say that sounds right out of the playbook. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's deserved or patronizing to give Iggy like a DM's inspiration for literally playing the sheet and not
No,
the
that was
game
Keelan's
here.
idea, like,
Yeah, but like genuinely, that was a stroke of genius.
I think that's the
And-
inspiration of the campaign, the first one.
Maybe the first one. I'm so
I don't
proud
know
of
what
you.
that means.
You've come so far.
One of you has finally reached the bare minimum to appreciate for Ben's appreciation.
I feel like that was Keelan's idea that I do the police sketch. So
Sure.
No, but genuinely, like you said, could I draw an illusion? Like before Keelan said that, you were like, "Can I illusion?"
Yeah, you went
into
straight to
existence?
illusion.
I just made your idea possible, and I didn't know it was possible either. I reckon
Keelan
do
turned your idea into a skit.
20 rolls.
I mean, I'm still thinking like this door doesn't take magic, but I am really hopeful right now.
I mean, this is where they go.
Yeah. I mean, we can always kill the guy if it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think, okay.
I say that part out loud.
While all this is happening, Grud is going around like trying to feel around this door, and he's got Bandit on his shoulder asking if he knows anything or whatever. Like I'm just kind of like looking to see if there's like a secret switch or anything. The player, I'm not expecting to find anything. I just want to set the scene for what he's doing. He's not waiting around while Iggy's drawing.
This is a lovely happenstance moment of Grud misinterpreting him being the solver of the puzzle, I think.
Yeah,
It's a
yes.
nice little-
Yeah. This can be twice in a row. He thinks he saved the day when it's 100% being Iggy.
Yeah, Bandit kind of, doesn't do anything, but you push in a little bit of loose stone from the eruption earlier, and behind you, you hear the vault doors open. As Iggy, you're like spot on major image of this dwarven brother. And I think you're right. I think you probably saw a portrait as you were walking through the halls of the mansion. There was probably a family picture. There was probably a little bit you could draw upon, plus formerly Twisted Knots' description. As that final gem, ding, goes green. And the vault door shifts.
Yes.
Let's make it real cool. Like you hear locks within locks. Like there's like things happening behind. You see like chains like rolling, like spinning of stuff. Like it's cool. Like cool. Someone spent a lot of time on this vault graphic. And
Someone
it's
spent a
really
lot of
fun.
time writing this locked door you weren't supposed to open yet.
And as it pulls aside.
Grud is celebrating with karate moves. Yes, door breaker, yes.
I also feel like I've forgotten that we're looking for just a map to be helpful, and I'm kind of like, oh, I want to fucking loot this shit. Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
getting
like
this completely
adventure
consequential map.
The
And your mother's
glow.
checked in to be like, hey, we're finding one of the most powerful objects in the world that'll solve this thing, but enjoy your map. We beat the door to the map.
Yeah. But now
It's
I'm
going to be a
just
good
like,
map, though. It's going to be a good map, though, really.
We got to the end of the session where the police are following one van, but secretly you've heisted another van in another direction. Oh, you think we've robbed one vault? We've bled the city dry. When you were looking under the
Yeah, we've
Clockwork
got
Tangerine.
we've got a private link stream running at the same time where we're actually solving the mystery, and this is the gotcha stream.
yeah.
We robbed everything that was outside the vault. Have fun staying in the vault.
The whole dwarven city is locked up. And how did we even get in here?
We robbed
Spunks,
we robbed everything else on the outside.
including your hearts.
Nice.
Yeah, the glow of gold and gems and just pure treasure trove just hits you instantly. Too bright, too rich. As you see, inside this vault, the room is lined with sort of cabinets, deposit boxes built into walls. There is, subtle piles of golds in the corner, a couple of gems just shining in the distance. And at the back, propped up against the wall, you see a painting of a small cottage. And inside that painting, you see a little man sitting outside his cottage, smoking a pipe. and you can see the wispy plumes move within the painting itself. Littering the floor, you see a few statuettes and some random trinkets. You have come into, potentially for the first time in this stream, a treasure trove of things.
Our Grud has a little tear in his eye, and he's like, I missed the little French guy.
Yeah. Does anyone expect Rian to just
to burst out of somewhere and be like, haha, I have been waiting for this.
Yeah, I feel like I want to sketch a little picture of it to show him, to be like, look, this is what we saw.
Yeah, we should have like a cut to Rian just like sniffing the air.
Somewhere, something wonderful is happening.
Gold! Yeah, on a boat somewhere.
Rian, we're about to liberate this village, but my friends are about to become wealthy.
You see him just Scrooge McDuck backward stroke through, like...
Yeah, he's already there. He snuck in months ago.
What took you so long?
Welcome to my vault.
That's
the smash cut, where there's nothing in the vault, and meanwhile, Rian twisting his mustache. I stole everything in this campaign already.
It just says too late and a signed Rian, really fancy, one sheet of paper. But luckily it's written on the back of a map.
Yeah.
It's the only thing he didn't steal.
Does this count as a cameo? I think it counts as a cameo.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But no, it's a veritable treasure trove of amazing trinkets.
Are there any maps on the walls or on tables or any rolled up scrolls or anything like that?
Well, funny enough, the tiled floor of the vault as you step in begins to sort of shimmer and shift as if made from liquid stone. And right in the center of the vault, where there hasn't been anything, from the ground, a full topographical map of Hibernia rises up and forms in the center of the room. And like a singular tear, as you all look up, a small emerald bloop, drips down from the roof and crashes onto that map. And as it breaks, veins of light just sort of shimmer and animate across Hibernia and begin to grow, almost like the outline of blueprints, or in this case, green prints. And where the light shines brightest, you see the outline of the roads all across Hibernia. Paul likes me to give a subtle wink and nod to when to bring up maps, but I like to just point it out on stream and show those kids the maps. As you all see a map of Hibernia. It might be for us flipped, but for the viewers, it's the right way around.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's very into that.
Your boy knows how to use emboss.
No, I more meant the description of an emerald smashing into it. But yes, the map looks great too.
So,
Iggy, you feel your slate begin to sort of hum and glow on your hip.
Okay, because I was gonna take it out and try and take down what I'm seeing. How does it react to doing that?
Oh, it wants it. It wants it bad. It wants you to sketch this map. So, it's ready to be fucking drawing me, baby.
Items, between the axe and this slate, they need to just...
Yeah, the magic items are getting real horny.
We got some horny magic items.
This is also, I recently finished Breath of the Wild for the first time in lockdown, and this just feels like sexy Zelda so far. You're finding, the thing dropping down, your slate on your hip,
I would not be surprised if that's where my subconscious drew.
I think it's very similar to that, but smashing it down, no, it's your own take on it. I don't think you ripped it off or anything, but it was more this is horny Zelda. Nice.
If we can find a snake-alisk or a lava-lisk mask somewhere, and turn into them whenever we put the mask on, that'd be good.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
But it's still got lava on the inside, so it's probably not great.
Burning. It's so hot.
And a preposterously large compass.
Okay. I run up to the... Okay, so sorry. Iggy, you were going to take a sketch of this, were you?
I was just taking it down, and I just wanted to ask Knots. I just wanted to say, what do you know about this map?
Yeah. And
Knots. Yeah, that's me. That's my character. Right.
Oh, sorry. Formerly known as Knots.
I thought that was him replying me. That's me. I don't have a name anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering things. Sorry.
The
DM used his own voice for this character, and it gets very confusing when.
That'd be amazing though if NPCs, once they lost their memory, just sounded like Ben because they no longer have a personality attached to them. They're just default DM.
Yeah.
Accents are
Ben is the blank
nurtured.
slate.
Yeah. I'm the perfect Lego man of just
Yeah, just the
vacancy.
hair comes off and then the police helmet comes on.
What do you need from me? Well, it's the map of the roads we built for Rua. It's the blueprints. It's everywhere we dug and carved, and it's all there. I mean, it's a map of roads. I don't know what to say to you.
This might be a bullshit thing to try and do retroactively, but did Rua seem to react to the nameless dwarf when she saw him? Like, was there a recognition? I mean, I know he was still a bit out of it then. Did she didn't seem to react to him at all?
Or the house that we were in. I thought about it. She didn't seem to react. I don't even think he was further away.
I think we lost you there, Ben.
Ben didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
We didn't catch any of that reaction from you there.
It looked like
Good,
he was
but
one
there
second.
wasn't.
Sorry,
No,
so did
absolutely
Rua
not.
react to him at all?
No, Rua seemed ultimately distracted. It would be too harsh even for the game myself and Lucy are playing for Rua to recognize the contracting dwarf and not her own blood daughter.
That's what I was thinking. I figured she barely noticed Iggy, so she wouldn't. But I thought there might have been something. But yeah, it would be harsh. Like, oh, the contractor. Oh, cool. Yeah, and Iggy's here as well, I suppose.
She did my patio.
Well, I was going to ask if he thought, did he think that I was Rua when we walked in, but now he doesn't anymore?
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
That's a very good point.
Because I was going to try and pretend to be Rua and to see if he would then be like, I don't know.
I'm almost certain I've called you Iggy out loud.
Yeah. And I just helped him with the
That could be a nickname.
Yeah.
Gods of many, whatever she
is. Rua's a big liar. She could call herself by any number of things. Doesn't mean anything. I mean, she can't lie. She's fake. But, she's a big liar.
Yeah, she genuinely did think you guys had died. She was like, "Well, I'm never going to see." Like, there's so many adventuring parties that she meets.
I feel like we might have lost an advantage there then.
Well, I think she's probably already forgotten about us. She must have thought we were near death.
Oh, instantly. Yeah. Like, if you haven't died yet, you'll die next. Like, she'd never expect to see you again.
Can I check with Fianna knowledge, Fey knowledge, and wild magic?
Every resource at your disposal.
If there's anything I recognize about the particular... I mean, it looks a bit like a Triskelion at one point in the roads on the map, but is there anything like I recognize a specific spell or a specific pattern that's being done?
Oh, yeah. Shoot. You guys, because the map isn't on the screen anymore, let me just drop it into the old Discord. I won't put it into the general community Discord. I'll do that after the stream, just because it'll be very confusing for anyone not watching why a map just suddenly appeared. But I will fire it over to you guys. Campaign items, maps.
Actually, just
Realm of Hibernia.
I kind of, part of me wants to wait to see if this comes up organically. So feel free to tell me if this doesn't work. But I kind of want to see if I have a trait called what is it actually called? Basically, map memory. I have like a photographic memory of maps. Will that work with this, or is it like magical? I want to try and like look at the map and then close my eyes and see if I can recall where everything is.
Well,
this is
it's got a spell on the road.
It's what?
If the pattern is a spell and there's a spell on the map.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering, does this count? Like, it's technically a map I'm looking at and it's magic. Can I commit it to memory?
Yes. Very interesting point and very interesting segue into what was happening when Iggy took out her slate and began to sketch the map.
Oh, cool.
So not only do you get a photographic memory of this map, because you're like, got it. I never need to look up my GPS. But Iggy, as you draw upon the slate, it begins to hum and glow. And you feel the compulsion to sort of hold it flat out as you see the full map itself start to etch itself in perfect replication in a 3D projection illusion on your slate.
Okay.
We've lost Lucy.
Yeah. Well, we have her in audio, so that's
okay.
at least.
Grand.
At least we have an audio.
Sorry. I don't know.
We just turned the camera off. Okay.
No. I think it disappeared when I went. Maybe I think the internet went so low it turned off the camera.
Okay.
I don't know. I was just looking at the map in the Discord. Sorry.
I was like, just play it along. I was like, no, but he is also explaining this for Lucy's character, so maybe we should.
Yeah. He's specifically talking to Iggy, and then she's gone.
Like you joined back in, and that's what your character's all about.
Well, now I've joined back. I can say I think Iggy is going. Ooh,
You get the feeling that as this slate of your hometown begins to sort of awaken, that a power or ability within it has been restored. this slate can store. This is a weird, terrible thing to do, but I like it for funsies. It can store 5 picture-perfect visualizations. So if you see something or you come across something and you want to get like an exact replica of it, you get the feeling that you can like just be like, slate, remember. And the slate will remember it. Be it a person's face,
Okay, so
be
the
it
first
a
one,
mouth.
meadow. The
Nice.
second one, selfie. More meadows. Then I guess this map as well.
It's like
Yes.
you've learned a whole new skill. You created a picture perfect copy to trick a door, and now you've learned a whole new. You've leveled up a whole new skill.
That's going to be crazy powerful for illusions.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes. Yeah.
why? How would you use it in that way? Like,
Well, your illusions will be really accurate.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
about what? Like, if you committed something, like more so than, like, in what case?
I don't know.
Like if you need
have
to
to-
do an
like in the
exact
case that we just
performance. Yeah. Like if you need to do like a disguised self check, you can now use your slate to be like spot on, realistic version of whoever you've.
I
Like
guess
the reason this
it
worked
gives
was
you
because you had
advantage on
someone
the
to help you
exercise.
describe who they were or whatever.
You know.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
really. I love my slate.
And I genuinely wasn't thinking of doing this until you did the picture perfect version of a dwarf, and I was like, well, that's kind of the thing that I've lined up in like a few whatever's time. I'm okay with items awakening on the same, like not to diminish what happened to the axe, but you can now screenshot with a piece of slate.
I
Deadly.
can't wait to see
I
what
mean,
item I have.
I think Arlington's a little wary of the axe now. He's afraid it's going to like come in his hand or something. It keeps shaking and getting excited. So I'm fine with Iggy getting some heat here.
What's
yeah.
Huck's personal vibrating object?
I don't think I have any. Well,
Himself, he became a puka.
Personal vibrating object.
Okay.
So cool.
Yeah. Do I recognize
PVO.
a specific pattern though? That's the question.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Sorry. So just to finish that off and write it down, you can store 5, but the moment you hit your 6th, the oldest one automatically is gone.
Okay. You don't
So
choose. Yeah.
Slots
Yeah,
override the first one.
Yeah, the slot overrides the first one, so that's really
And
important
I'm
to.
keeping this map as the first one.
Yeah.
Does she actively have to do it, or can she use things from her memory and recall them perfectly?
Actively in, like it has to be physically there in front of her.
Yeah.
Slate, remember.
Just in case it's ever a point in time where she's like, I don't really remember what happened back then. Just remember it perfectly. Okay. Well, that's what happened.
That's what those flashpoints are for. We still haven't used those.
Yes, yeah, flashpoints are exactly for that. Roll your choice, Huck. Either Arcana or Nature.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Let me actually find those.
No, Arcana is really easy
The word
to say.
Arcana or
No, it's an easy word to say. It's Arcana. Everyone knows it's pronounced
It doesn't
Arcana.
matter because they're both +4.
Nice.
So let's have a go. Oh, natural 1. Ah, Christ. No, didn't get it.
I mean,
Oh,
do you want
wait,
me to
natural
spend-
1. I can re-roll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How do we forget this every time?
Natural 1s are the best. It's natural 2s.
It was like hands down the most mileage out of any racial trait.
And I
got to use my
carried
bugbear
it
reach
over.
for the first time tonight.
It's a puka trait. It didn't go well. It's
excuse me.
10 overall. I rolled a 6.
Yeah, you were right in recognizing the Triskelion.
Yeah.
There seems to be 4 or 5 on this map. It's hard to tell which one's important. It's not like it has any extra flourishes or details.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I thought it would be difficult for me to figure out exactly what the spell was, but it was worth a go.
Oh, the spell is like a version of. You knew this even before finding this map, like a version of planar binding, where Rue is trying to bind an entire plane onto this world. I mean, that isn't the spell planar binding. That's binding a creature from a certain plane to your servitude, but it's a similar concept, but an entire realm of existence.
With a
Can-
bow
can I-
or 7.
Go ahead, Iggy.
Or just if we can ask not the nameless dwarf, do you know why she's doing this? And can you tell us if we change these roads, how can this spell be broken? Just tell. I'm sure you want to tell.
You keep saying spell. I just build roads.
Aye, but why this shape? Why with iron in it?
Yeah, and do all of your maps, are they presented in this dramatic fashion with the emerald and the smashing and
I mean, if you make roads, everyone knows best roads, straight line between 2 points. You haven't got a single one. You haven't got a single straight line.
These are all bendy and weird. Just go in a straight line, you fucking nerd.
you have Snooker to DM, both with dramatic revelation and an NPC who now needs to question why the fuck this is in his mansion.
Your whole life is a waste of time.
this is clearly the setup of some sort of wizard that is keeping them.
It's all right. He's got an easy out. Rua messed with his brain, and then Ted did.
Yeah, just scrambled it up there.
And now we're threatening to kill him. So,
I mean, no better time to weave in a Tom Waits quote in a show that's about drinking, which is rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. And I tell you what, Twisted Knot would rather have a bottle in front of him. Well, I don't know. Rua just wanted me to keep a record of it, and it's fun walking into a room and things happening, isn't it? And when there's no one else around, you want a bit of theatrics.
Said every tomb construction worker ever. that actually explains a lot of the tombs and stuff we've come across.
I'm convinced, to be honest. If I had thought of doing it, I'd probably do it. It looks cool.
You know, we've come across a few rooms where things started happening, like bits falling aside, or there was like a line of white powder in the way, and when blew it out of the way like a normal person, stuff started happening. So maybe it's a construction issue. Maybe we don't know much about it.
We've all dabbled in the craft of mines and decided that a certain red ember would just be nice to automate things when we walk into places. I mean, who hasn't? I'm a road builder.
Dwarves are weird, man.
And again, can I get back to the fact that the road's not straight at all? It's very bendy.
Well, she specifically requested the design, and not only that, actually, she wanted me to build like roads under the sea. This design doesn't stop on the Earth. Like, we've built roads in a perfect symmetric replica all around the world.
Oh, hold on. So you built roads outside of Hibernia? How far do these roads go?
Oh, just into the sea. So if you look at this and then imagine as if it kind of mirrored itself onto the ocean below, that's what we built.
Okay, so underneath. So it's.
How did you do that? That must be difficult. Building roads underwater.
We charged a lot.
And why? You just did it because she asked.
Well, customers are always right.
That has been scientifically proven to be wrong on multiple occasions.
That is a big word for good.
You see a little bit of blood is dripping out the side of his ear.
It's been a lot of potatoes sitting down about the
make the check you make when Grud and Arlington fight for dominance. I want you to make that check because I feel like Arlington is squeezing out at the moment.
Yeah. I'd just like to interject.
What do you mean? No, actually.
Okay. What do we do? Like wisdom, I guess? Yeah, it was wisdom before. So yeah, 17. I think Arlington gets to interject.
I think you've got it. I'm so sorry for interrupting. Please continue as you were. I don't think I'm educated enough about the subject to contribute, and I'll sit down. I'm very tired now.
I'm gonna sit down and start stroking Bandit.
Take 1 HP of damage every time you stroke.
That's fair.
A gelatinous cube.
Yeah. I mean, if I only take 1 hit point damage every time I pet this thing, that's not going to stop me. That's not going to stop me.
It tingles a little.
Was there anything else atypical, to use an old halfling word, about the road building? I mean, it was weird that they're in the sea and it's weird that they're curved. Was there anything else odd about the material or the trees that are near the roads, or?
Well, funny you should ask. Almost instantly, as soon as we'd kind of laid down the gravel, built the road, infused the iron, we would just notice plants like burst up either side. And even if we tried to destroy the road after the fact, we kind of get the feeling that those plants and that's sort of, to use a halfling phrase, the damage was done. So I don't even know if you
speak halfling.
Well, I took an elective.
Well, it's very good. It was fluent.
Thank you. It's mostly idioms and phrases, yes.
It's mostly, yeah. I mean, it's really not it's not a very direct language. It's mostly parables about ancient halflings.
Iggy and Arlington, you've no idea what these two are saying. They're speaking in riddles.
That phrase makes no sense whatsoever. It's preposterous.
He is definitely now a bit distracted and is also looking for diamonds in this loot. Just kind of casually.
Yeah, good plan.
There's plenty. There's like at least 2,000 gold worth of diamonds.
Okay, well, I'm thinking.
Please don't rob me blind, and especially when I can see.
I'm going to say, well, just so you know,
remove the goggles.
What you're doing here is, contributing to potentially the murder of everyone in this. And as she's giving this kind of this speech, trying to moralize him about it, she's just picking diamonds and filling the bag with it while chastising him for,
Is there anything I could do that would mean that I would both get out of this situation alive and without all my possessions? Like maybe like you could all pick an item. Like you could have a toy to take with you, perhaps.
Oh, I've got an idea. I know the item I'm going to pick,
and I'm going to hold the layer skull axe and hold it up to his face.
I picked this item. Would that be it? Would that be enough?
Arlington, you already had that axe. You came with it. You'd be shafted.
No, Huck, my friend. I'm trying to threaten him. You see, I choose this, like that's like it's my dueling weapon. Like I choose this weapon in the duel. It's going to be very scary. I heard an angry voice in my head saying it, and I was like, well, I can say that, but I can be polite about it, So I thought, I'm saying this far too loud.
I thought you were picking your own axe, so I was worried.
That's completely understand. I might have taken the wind out of my own sails with this one, I'm afraid.
No, you haven't. Don't worry.
I think
this character, this person, this real life human dwarf who exists in front of us, this real fully fleshed character who exists before us doesn't take a lot of convincing, because lo and behold, surrounded by three very strong adventurers, is what you would call a yellow belly.
Nice.
You get the feeling that they are very cowardly and literally are just trying to bargain their way out of being robbed blind. But you could take everything if you wanted to. It doesn't take an insight check.
Huck's actually not that interested in taking much or any of it. He just doesn't care.
As an aside, the reason I'm hunting for the diamonds is because I was saying to Ben before, I added Revivify as my spell, my 5th level spell.
So you need it as a resource.
And then realized only recently, as I was doing my D&D Beyond, I need diamonds for this. So this is instead of a shopping episode, Iggy is hunting for diamonds, but for a noble cause, perhaps.
Yeah.
You suddenly switch your character's drive because you need it for spells.
Well, she's so absent-minded that she learned a spell, this like powerful good spell, but without just finishing reading the paragraph. Like, also you need precious things to do it.
Yeah, that should be the first thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm gathering those.
I mean, if we opened the vault and it was like, it is stacks and stacks of spell slots, we'd be like, yep, no, whatever you say, it doesn't matter. No, we're taking all these.
Is there what is there anything, Ben, that stands out as particular, like anything, any weapons?
I want to walk up to that painting down the back of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we should talk to that guy.
Is the person in the painting reacting at all? Is it like interactive?
Yeah. As you walk up to the painting, you see the person who's kind of sitting on their bench outside, and smoking, and you see the wisps of smoke. They just sort of like, they're quite small, even though it's quite a big painting. Just give you like a little wave.
I politely wave back. Hello.
Make a perception perception check.
We're back to bad rolls. 6.
Yeah, he's waving at you. Everyone else, does anyone have
There's a little man in the painting.
Or you can make a perception check as well.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah. Everyone can.
I'd say, having failed, Arlington has immediately lost interest in the painting. It's cute, but it's nothing. It doesn't matter at all in this room, and he's gone off and started poking around.
I don't think I did well. I rolled a 5, but my perception's +0. Perception, you said, right?
Yeah.
5. I did worse than Arlington.
Did you say 24?
24, yeah, I got a 19 on the lovely Dakota Irish side.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Wow, Homebrew 10 for discount. Nice. There's still time. Browsers
unsurprisingly,
can house multiple tabs. Open a tab right now. You'll forget
Yeah.
later.
Guaranteed
shopping.
19's available. On
Yeah.
the dot.
these party characters are about to get a treasure trove of wonderful items, and I'll tell you where you can find a treasure trove of wonderful items. ScottIrish.com.
There's the company.
We guarantee at least 120 every 20 rolls. Obviously.
It's a 1 in
Does that
20
work?
chance.
It works.
It's not our problem. It's Dakota Irish problem.
It's unsurprising that you recognize this painting. You have this painting. You have a miniature version of this painting in your pocket.
Oh,
Sounds like a trap. Or a memory.
are you afraid of checking your pockets in case there's like a trap in there?
There's a mouse trap in her pocket.
I feel like it's more like a teacher trapping me. Like, well, you know this because you did the homework, right? Is it
No. It's an identical scene to the painting you picked up in the Hag's Lair way back in McKellar. Like it's the same painting, except you have a tiny version of it.
I picked up a painting in the Hags. I don't know.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, like someone has it. I'm almost certain it's Iggy.
Huck doesn't remember, but he lost 2 months, so
I don't.
I'm clean in not remembering. It's
I
up to you
definitely don't
guys.
have one, but that does sound familiar.
You saw the man walking around his house. You've seen him go shopping. Like every once in a while, you check in on him, and he's just doing his thing.
Oh, the guy.
I have the
Yeah,
map
yeah.
of the Keller with the moving people on it. Is that what you mean?
But that's the painting. Yeah. Sorry, that's a painting of a house, of a little cottage in. Yeah, it's not a map of McKellar, but like.
Okay, so then this picture is clearly that. Okay, and it's so
Yeah.
we reckon the house as being from McKellar, or no?
It's just that it's a house. I feel like we crossed wires probably about 20 episodes ago, where I described a painting of a cottage that you found in McKellar, but it isn't a cottage in McKellar. It's just a cottage.
This is where
It's,
the alcohol
it's the same. It's the same building, but from a wildly different perspective.
I don't know if, because Ben's brought it up again, if we should definitely ignore it or think about it more. But like I guess he keeps bringing it up, and if we just keep ignoring it, though, nothing bad can happen.
Ben, can I tell if the guy if there was any like back and forth? Is what I'm wondering. Is that like when we waved, did he react like in a way that?
I mean, he waved to Arlington.
You waved back
Yeah.
at me.
Yeah. There's interaction there.
I think he's mooning us.
Can I take out the picture that I have and like show it to him?
He did not have his dick out when I started talking to him, so it's
Well,
changed.
I rolled a perception of
Well,
5, so like,
Yeah.
is he mooning us?
Yeah, you show him the picture of it, and you can kind of see, when you see through mirrors, that there's just like whoop, like infinity. You're showing a picture of a picture to himself, and he just kind of goes, like it's blown his fucking mind. He's like,
You're gonna kill him.
Okay, well I'll take it back.
To be fair, if an enormous person just showed you a sheet that showed your own life mirrored back at yourself, you'd lose your fucking mind.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
In fact,
just
to him, we
Turn it
must
away,
be
turn
old
it away.
ones, you know. The guy. I mean, like, because we let Twisted. I mean, I'm gonna interrogate him for like all information he has on these roads for a long time.
yeah. You don't have to roll for that. Like the time in which you annoy him into a submission is null and void. He tells you that they built the roads. That only about a week ago they finished the roads, as far as reports would tell. That they built them all across Hibernia. That they were just following the plans that Rua had given them. Paid handsomely well. He was able to buy this house out of it. He was able to acquire some of these magical items out of it.
Did Rua explicitly tell him not to do something at all?
Definitely told him not to stray from her very explicit blueprints.
Okay, that's not that helpful.
No,
I thought it would be
unfortunately
like,
not.
whatever you do, don't, I don't know, right angle one of them or something, and then
Yeah,
and everything.
the
Don't
Nazis
leave an
were told
exhaust
explicitly
port
not to disobey
for-
Hitler, which wasn't massively helpful.
Whatever you do, don't just scratch a line into the road, because
Yeah.
then the whole
No,
thing's broken.
No, none of that. No exhaust port. No nothing.
Um,
A flawless machine.
Want perhaps? Oh, sorry.
I mean, if you can bullseye them,
Yeah, well,
all better for you.
I want to try. Arlington's going to go over to like a kind of quieter corner of the vault and like kind of sit down on his knees, I guess, kind of like as if you're like kind of meditation-y style thing, and kind of focus on the teachings of Bigfoot that he gave me. And I want to try and look inward and like, because Arlington's gotten a bit more used to communicating with his other selves, and I want to try and reach out and see if I can ask Iramon any questions, or see if Iramon feels any familiarity to this room or anything around us.
Do you reckon Iramon is all ears?
Yes, definitely. I mean, he's an elf, so makes sense.
It's majority ears, really, if you think about it.
And feel free to say that nothing happens. Like, as in,
no, that's a great question and a great thing to do. I'm trying to think of a mechanic that, for the first time in a long time, how do you address that? I guess, should it work like this? Maybe we should make it work like the spell Commune.
Sure.
Like a yes or no answer or something.
Yeah, that you can ask 3 questions and it will give a general sense.
Yeah, I love that. That's
that seems like a nice way to do it.
Do I have to roll for it to even succeed? Now, I mean, having looked it up, that's a 5th level spell. Am I allowed to just do that for free?
No, let's say that you can do it once a week or something.
I was actually going to try to sense general magic in the area. I could try to, like, I was going to do that. So I don't know if conjuring a bunch of kind of like, I was going to try to find the most magical-y things in the room, but I could be infusing the air with magic in a way to do that. It might help you.
Yeah, let's say 1 question once per long rest with a roll involved, and every time you roll,
the
DC gets higher.
I'm okay with this being a semi once off. Like, the fact that Huck is channeling a lot of magic in the room is the only, like, I'm trying, and the only reason it works is because it's magic as fucking here right now.
I never did when I cast that massive spell was check if anything went wild magic-y, because that definitely would have happened. I'll do that now, and no, but close. It was a 3.
I love the idea, as you probably picked up on in this entire show, that the world is filled with invisible magic threads, that when magic happens, you can kind of pull on its essence to discover more curiosities. So let's say you can ask Aramon 3 questions, and they will respond like the spell Commune for now, and we'll figure out the mechanics off screen.
Cool.
Ask him if he's friends with me.
It's yes or no answers then.
Yeah.
Does he want to play jacks?
I mean, Arlington hasn't said what he's doing, but he's definitely asking these questions out loud without realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he sat there, and I should have thought this part through more.
Does Rua's road system have a weakness we can exploit?
You get the feeling of let's make Aramon's son of Milaspania a sort of militaristic general member of the FINA kind of character.
Cool.
And therefore its response will be sort of direct commands. Every enemy has a weakness it can be exploited by.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the spell says yes or no, but that makes sense.
Yes. Specifics to be determined.
Why are you asking?
Okay. No, I'm
asking for less information.
Shit. Okay. My second question will be:
Have you been in this room before?
This terrain is unfamiliar to me.
Did you
Is
say
there something in this room we can use against Rua?
Oh, very good question. Let me find out.
I'm actively trying to look for magical items. That's what I was doing as well. So, just in case that's relevant.
Yeah, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things glow with sort of a magical essence around you. As you cast the spell Detect Magic, I presume.
I don't think I can cast Detect Magic. I was just.
You son of a bitch! You got me.
I was just asking.
I was just wild magicking.
Well played, my friend.
You just asked me, Ben, is there anything of magic here? Yes, cool.
No, I have Arcana skills, presumably with the magic abilities and being all Fey-like. I could certainly detect some kind of magic. But I did trick him.
Boy, do I feel like a mug.
I didn't really think about it.
See, that's how we work. I distracted him by having him make up an entirely new mechanic on the spot, and then you ask him a question.
I helped. It was advantage.
Ben, I didn't have a question I needed to ask. I'm a Mugsy. You weren't supposed to pay attention to me.
Meanwhile, I'm trapped in the vault, and you've robbed the entire city.
You can just make the door close down and kill us.
I'm using like Tides of Chaos. How about the only way I know to kind of get something out of magic is to kind of mess things up. So if I cast any spells now until I rest, there'll be a wild magic surge.
That sounds great. That's very kind of you too, because it's 100% my fault for just telling.
I mean, I kind of was just going in my head like I'm messing with wild magic here to try to find some magically stuff. Certainly, no one else can. So,
the response you get is a affirmative but non-committal. Any tool can be useful in the field of battle.
Very ceremoniously say,
Thank you. You've been less than helpful.
and stand up.
this is an important lesson for a lot of D&D players. It's never useful to contact the gods at all.
I mean, that's the thing. This guy isn't a god. He's just some guy.
It's only ever been underwhelming.
Some very powerful guy.
It turns out the gods are not
fucking 100% like affirmative. Yes. Sorry, I just remembered something. You get a very much like, yes, there is something in this room that can help destroy Rua.
Oh, then I don't have that backhanded comment.
Yeah, sorry. I just remembered. Like,
Is it Iggy?
It could be anyone.
Then I'm going to
Or
respectfully bow my head. It's like,
Thank you, Ramon. You've been most helpful. I will do my best to carry on your legacy with the father, the son, and the whole. I forget how the rest of it goes. Thank you.
and I'm going to stand up.
It's spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
He's not a practicing Catholic. Just, Tig was Catholic and he kind of
Arlington doesn't speak halfling, so he doesn't know.
No.
Oh, yeah. That's the halfling way of doing it.
Yeah. There's kind of a closing moment, I suppose, as you settle into this room. If you want, you can all make an investigation check, and we can figure out this sort of accoutrement.
I think Arlington starts tearing the place apart looking for some magical object, although he definitely won't know it if he sees it.
I can definitely help you find the most valuable things if you could just cut to me free.
In a minute when we find the things we need.
No, it's grand.
Okay.
Well, you'll leave. You'll be all right. Don't worry.
Is that an investigation check? Is it cool?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Does anyone have any good investigation?
Good.
Do we need
13 for Arlington.
Nuts. I rolled a 4. I definitely don't have really
I got an 11.
So we managed to break into the vault, just none of us can find where the fucking things are.
Yeah.
To be honest, it was unfair of me even to ask. Like, you're literally in a vault of magical things. So
because I use the Tides of Chaos.
To know what's worth taking, I guess, makes sense.
Because I use the Tides of Chaos, I get an advantage. So I'm going to retcon my 4 to see if I get another.
Yeah.
Only if I get a 20. Oh, I cannot believe I got a 20.
No way.
Nice.
I think,
Amazing.
Fucking halflings, man.
Look at that.
If that's visible.
Yeah. This is only under the assumption that you're not fleecing the gaff. If
Yeah,
you're fleecing the gaff,
Huck
you get everything.
legitimately has no real interest in money.
No, I don't think any. Well, aside from Iggy and her diamonds,
He'll grab a pocket full of gold or whatever,
Yeah. I think I'll take some diamonds, a bunch of gold, for sure.
But some useful.
Yeah, so
do that.
everyone add 100 gold to your pockets.
enough to cover a taxi back to Tig's place because we'll be tired when we get out.
Yeah. Everyone add 100 gold. Iggy add. I said 2,000 earlier. Let's go back on that. Like 1,000 worth of gems, diamonds, 1,000 gold worth of diamonds, and because the other diamonds just disappeared, they were fake diamonds. They didn't exist in the first place. But you also come across a couple of
anti-theft thing.
Yes.
Half the diamonds are fake.
What? Okay.
Keelan, I want you to do one thing for me. I mentioned this might be a thing before the stream. I want you to pull a card from the deck of silly things to see what that is.
Right. Well, I'll shuffle them first.
Oh, don't! I have them in order of legacy.
I've already shuffled them lots of times since you lost.
Fair enough.
I I think we dealt with this the very last time, possibly a year ago, when something
Sorry,
happened.
I'll be back in 2 seconds up front.
No
So
worries.
I'm going to shuffle them, so people can see. It's got to be no trickery. Although if I do that, I can see the bottom one. So, there you go.
There's also a couple of blanks in there, so just be careful, I suppose. If
Oh
it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
blank,
yeah, yeah.
you
I
get
get a
nothing.
blank. That'd be really bad. Okay, so top or bottom card.
Iggy, your choice.
Top.
Okay, that's this card. I'm not gonna.
I've used before.
Down a little bit. The
that
something
backwards?
of the pendant of papermancy.
Ooh, some kind of
It's an origami thing.
What's
One of
that?
those things.
So I'll read it out, and then we can let's see. The pendant of papermancy. Wearing the pendant of papermancy allows you to control paper and paper products as a bonus action. You can move paper anywhere within 20 feet of you, similar to the spell Mage Hand, but weaker and sadder. and it applies only to paper. Additionally, once per day, you can cast one of the following on a piece of paper. You can cast Crane. The paper folds itself into a crane that can move and fly for 10 minutes. The spell ends when the crane takes damage or is unfolded. The crane obeys all commands from the wearer of the pendant of papermancy. Airplane is the other thing, another thing you can cast. This stealth plane can fly 60 feet and deliver a paper cut to any target with an AC under 20. If over 20, the airplane has a +10 attack bonus. A successful hit deals 1d4 slashing damage. The final ability that you can cast once per day is Fortune Teller. Holding this delicate piece of papercraft allows you advantage on an insight check. You must ask your question to the fortune teller and then fold one of your flaps for your answer. Rolling a natural,
it's one of those.
Yeah.
Rolling a natural 1 instead reveals the name of your secret crush.
Nice.
So that
Great.
is the pendant of papermancy. It's got a nice.
Please don't take away my pendant of papermancy. It's the only way I know the name of my secret crush.
That's phenomenal and such an Iggy thing to be able to control
I'm
paper as well.
covered in paper. I'm like I've got all these papers on me, so that's great.
You also find in the general room a simple wooden horn, sort of leather wrappings around it. You see a perfect set of 6 metallic tankards. There's like drinking tankards here. You find a pair of cladder rings.
Cool.
You see a mini bronze statue of a miniature bull. And you also find in the corner, like you wouldn't have noticed it except for Huck's natural 20, just a set of tattered rags. It's like a sort of ragged cloak. So there are all the things that you find in this room. I will send you a list of them so you don't need to take them down immediately as you fleece the joint.
Nice.
Take or leave what you will.
Is there any other pertinent question we can ask to Twisted Nuts about the roads, the symbols, the...
No, I think he's an underling who's just did what he's told.
I agree. We've gotten a fair bit. But...
Is there anything we should know about the rest of your family? Anything? I mean, you'll never see us again if you don't wish to. But we should. Is there anything we should know? I know your family isn't really on speaking terms.
We'll kill you if you're not nice to your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, he for the first time, you break through his sort of posh visage and like he starts to well up, and all he says to you is, well, if you are telling it wasn't their fault. None of this was their fault, and he seems to show remorse. And
what do you mean? What happened?
Well, the road building, business with an archfey, betraying them, taking the wealth for myself. They just wanted to do best by the family name, and I was greedy and selfish and saw a way to rise in the ranks and to finally be in the upper levels of Sliabh, and I took it, and I betrayed my family.
Would a dwarf want to be in the lower levels or the upper levels?
Well, either or, they're both nice. It's just that this is a nice mansion, and
That's true. That's true. Also, they could use the word upper and mean lower. Who knows with dwarves?
Such empathy from this halfling. Oi. puka, whatever.
I'm wondering if he knows, as a road builder, I'm thinking he's like, you must have to like get people to travel all around Hibernia. Hibernia is huge. Before the roads were built, obviously it was harder. Do you know the best way to transport? Do you like, I'm trying to get something, if there's a way, or the gems we need to use those things, those special port keys again, or whatever, you know.
Well, outside of a teleportation circle or simply high arcanic means, I don't mean to be glib, but the roads. I'm quite proud of the road. Outside of the having to deal with someone who seems a little bit wily, we genuinely have. I thought I was connecting the world. I think that once you're out there, you'll see that people are trading more, and we seem to have found a way through this iron filling to stave off what they call the Black Hound. And I just wanted to connect things. I just love connecting things.
Oh.
Well, you might have connected one dot too far in this paint by numbers.
Well, you're mixing your metaphors there,
beginning
my
to
dear,
believe
but
so,
it does. It still his point stands.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very old halfling thing to paint by numbers. They haven't done it for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, it hasn't reached the other
It's
races
an
yet.
established culture. I mean, the halflings have done it all.
They're so industrious.
On that rather sad note, perhaps, as this dwarf breaks down in front of you, in this vault of riches, I think we will end the show. We won't be back with another episode of this campaign in 2 weeks' time, because we will be able to do the annual releasing of the shackles behind the DM screen of me. And
Free him! Free the dungeon master!
The binding of the shackles on Wes there, who will be our dungeon master for our St. Patrick's Day special, our Paddy's Day special, which will be on this channel March 16th. So it'll be out March 16th. If you're in a country that isn't Ireland and you don't get a national holiday, watch it the weekend. So you get to drink along, watch along, join us as your Irish-friendly party as we help you get drunk. Every time we drink, you drink.
Yeah, explain to your boss. It's fine.
Drink at your own
understand.
Oh yeah, and if we don't drink, you can drink as well.
Yeah.
This is your one day you can do it.
Yeah.
No such thing as a drinking game in Ireland. We just call it drinking. So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time for our St. Paddy's Day special. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to not having a...
Unsurprisingly, Ben's got some weird shit planned as a character.
You were like a stand-up snail last time. It was pretty great.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about his stand-up snail. Okay. No, it's okay. Ben sent me his character. It's weirder than that.
Yeah.
It's really fucking weird. I'm
I
not
was a
entirely sure how it's going to work.
centaur. Didn't work.
I get to be a player once every year, so I'm not gonna miss my shot. That's the thing. We'll be back in about 2 weeks' time. Until then, if you don't already, there are like subscribe buttons all over our screen. So hit that button, hit the like, hit the little thumbs up, leave a comment, say what your favorite moment from the stream, timestamp it, just be like, this is fucking crazy. Look at this stuff. Do all that kind of stuff. If you don't follow us on socials, follow us on socials. If you just want to support us doing this, do all the things that help support small-time creators. Until then, be kind to yourself, look after each other. Good night, and joy be with you all.
Goodbye.
Well.
We'll see each other plain, monsieur.